And we're back with another episode of PSY-POD, the podcast about nothing. The podcast your girlfriend doesn't like listening, but your boyfriend insists you'd listen because whatever. Anyways, this is the podcast where we bring local people, talk about local vibes and sometimes other international stuffs. And that being said, actually we do have an international guest after a while, somewhat, but she's more national than international. She's naturalized. She's actually more...
What is it?
She's more naturalized.
Yes, I'm naturalized.
Sorry, okay, my intros are very improvised, like you guys know. But joined again always with the glaze god, the cow god, Zachi Gelson from the south side, from the river fishery side. Say hello.
Hi.
And who do we have here to join us? Please say hello to our local and international pants.
Hello, hi, I'm Charmi, and I do many things, but I'm a film and a theater maker and a storyteller, and I love to act and dance.
Okay. All right. Okay, so before we begin, that is it. And no, will do that later, but live from Juno Studios, all our vacuum cleaners, our drivers, our vibe vibers, vibe coders. Welcome to PSY-POD. Starts now. PSY-POD. Okay, man, before we begin, 1 second, I have to give a shout out to DOMCIIP because they give us the hardware. So shout out to DOMCIIP.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And we also have actually paid, members. It's called the PODHEADS. And if you look right now in post, look up. They're all up here. They're all up here. All up here. Say hello.
Ooh.
Say hello.
Hi.
Thank you to our PODHEADS, our lovely paid subscribers who help financially support this podcast. They put the lights on, literally. Thank you. And if you want to be a member, please check the description. Link is there. We would appreciate everything. Inola, don't dissuade the people. And what do you call? Also there on the website, button, join CFMG. So please check it out if you do want to be a member and get some shout-outs. And if you want to upgrade from a member, we have also a PodHead Pro. So shout out to Doti, our PodHead Pro, our one and only for now. Please contribute. He's feeling lonely up in the lights. All right, okay. With that being said, let's start. Okay, what laptop is not on? Oh, shit. Can I just check?
Z, can you come here once?
And we're back. Small sound issue, but yes, that's what happens when you're impromptu. Anyways, our guest today is Charmi. I usually call her ma'am, but she has emphasized many times to not call her ma'am, so we just call her Charmi. Don't say I'm disrespectful. And even if you say it, I don't care. Anyways.
Yes, and it's CHARMI, Charmi, and not MIE and MY and all the other things I get. And it is Chheda, not Chedda. Please can you say that? Because everyone says Chedda. It's not Chedda. It's Chheda. It's like the Bhutanese Chheda.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So it's not Bhutanese origin?
No. It's my roots are in Kutch, run of Kutch, in Gujarat.
Oh.
So it comes from there. But yeah, it's Chheda. It's CHHED, and everyone writes and says Chedda. So
yeah, but
that's usually Punjabi.
Yeah, so. But that's a very interesting way. Like your last name Chheda, no?
Yeah,
so it sounds like a Bhutanese name.
Yes.
Nola also thought you married a Bhutanese, you got the last name Chheda.
Yeah, I converted him actually. But yes.
But anyways, Charmi is being a little modest. She's also known to be a very popular film director, a stage. What's the word? Producer, director,
theater maker,
yeah. Theater extraordinaire. Okay, and also what do you call? What is it? Artist. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Basically, fun fact: my first project in my life in filmmaking was a feature-length film called Thimphu, which we made with Mr. Chand, and it was a very independent, a very gritty story of 7 people living in Thimphu, and that's where we met Charmi, who was the acting coach for the project.
2015.
Oh my God!
Yes.
I'm feeling old now.
It's
10 years ago.
Yes,
wow,
yes,
10 years.
2015, end of 2015, yeah, something like that. Yes.
Yeah, I know. So maybe you can talk about that a little bit because obviously, like we told before the pod, that she's tired of telling her origin story of how she got to Bhutan. But maybe just touch upon a little bit for audiences who maybe would not know.
Yes. So I came to Bhutan as a solo traveler, and I wanted to travel to a Buddhist country. And I didn't know anything about Bhutan, but someone said, you're traveling solo, you should be safe, and Bhutan is very safe. So yeah, just go to Bhutan. I tried looking for things online, can't find anything. This is 11 years ago. And somehow, yes, got help and landed here. While I was here, got a job accidentally at Druk School, where I was living in this place called Gelsa Boutique. It's run by the ex-mayor's wife, Pema. Now we're very good friends. And Pem said, you should go see my daughter's school because you work with youth and children and all of that. And I met Mam Tsawang. And she's full of energy and ideas and very, what I love about her, that her impulsive energy. So she said, oh, why don't you come and work with us? And I said, okay. I thought it's going to be a sabbatical, so I go back home and then I come back in about 30 days, and then I never left.
Okay. But so what were you doing in India back that time?
So I was working with international schools as a performing arts director, helping with even the IBDP, the diploma program in arts, in performing arts and drama. And then before that, I was making ad films, I was doing theater. And I was working in, I was an animator. I started my career as an animator. So I was animating. I started work very young. I started when I was about 17. Yeah. So it's been a long journey and then it continues here. But what was amazing about being in Bhutan is that everything just came together here. Like I could just do everything together. I could design, I could write, I could choreograph, I could act, I could direct and teach. And so it was just amazing. Maybe I was doing a little bit of everything and then it sort of all came together. It all came together, so yeah.
Okay. So Inola, now, since I've worked with Charmi and I've known her also for 10 years, I know a lot, so maybe you'll be the best person to ask questions since you're the sponge.
Ask me what you don't know and what you think.
Yeah. Squeeze out some juices.
Like I wanted to ask, like how did your interest in theater and all these start? Like,
I was about 7 years old when my mom first took me to a drama class, and I was a very shy. No one believes that today, but I was born an introvert. There's still a very introverted side, and it's sort of coming back now after my big event, which we'll talk about. It's sort of coming back. But so she wanted me to be like outgoing and maybe an extrovert or whatever. So she took me to drama class. And then I was doing shows with them as a child artist. I did some radio shows. I even did a serial, one of the series, Indian series, which was produced by Jaya Bachchan. Yeah, I acted like a child artist. And I was still very nervous. I hated to be there. Wherever she would take me, my mom was like this really proactive person. She'll take me for tennis. I've done all sorts of art classes.
Okay.
I've done everything possible, but I was always like, no, I don't want to do. But I think I didn't realize that everything was being sort of, tapped in, and it was becoming like second nature. But later on, I realized that theater is truly the place I belong. More than anything else in the world, it's not job, it's not work, it's not even passion, it's me all the way. And I feel like a very different person when I'm on stage myself and when I'm creating shows. So that's how I think this theater journey started. I'm so glad you asked me that because it's very special.
What are your personal favorite theaters? Like at least ones, maybe if you haven't even attended, like or you wish to like watch, like example like Wicked. Wicked.
Oh, no, not Wicked. No, never. But I am obsessed with this theater artist, theater maker. Her name is Julie Tamer, and she's the creator of Lion King. And
the Lion King theater?
Yeah, Broadway, yes. Broadway. And she's a mask maker, she's a puppet maker, and I'm a lot into mask and puppetry as well. In fact, now I'll be doing a complete puppet production soon.
Oh, nice.
Yes, we're making huge life-size puppets and stuff. But so Julie Tamer's work is something I've been following, and I have her books, which I call my Bibles and whatever, you say. I got to watch Lion King live in London.
Nice.
Yes, and it was just an amazing experience. Of course, I had watched so many videos, and I have the book, The Holy Grail, Lion King, with me, which is everything about the Broadway. But watching it live was just something else. And then, of course, I love physical theater. I love clown theater. I'm more of, into that. Commedia dell'arte. These are all styles which are very movement-based and very experimental and minimalistic, yet so I like the whole musical bit, which I did with Grease, but I also like very minimal, but very experimental, very like Waiting for Godot kind of thing. So yes, this is the range of stuff I like. I like Shakespeare when it is done in a very interesting, adaptive sort of way, then because I think it should be relevant to people today as well.
Yeah.
Not everyone enjoys it in its purest form. So we've done something with that too. So yeah, this is all the stuff that I like about theatre.
Were you here during the time when they came to perform Hamlet?
No, I wasn't. I heard about it. It was at the RUB.
I didn't even hear about it. They did Hamlet there?
Yes.
Yes,
they
and
did.
it was very experimental. They had boxes and they were taking out stuff from the box and just wearing, acting, which is, again, experimental. That's exactly what I love.
They're the British Globe
Yes.
Theatre. I think they travel.
Oh, yes,
nice.
yes,
So
yes.
they came to
yes.
Bhutan.
Wow, that sounds
Yes.
nice.
And because they travel, they keep things very compact. So you don't have heavy sets moving. You just have stuff coming out. So even tomorrow when I'm performing, it doesn't have anything. It's just the actors, nothing else. So
Okay,
yeah.
all right. But tomorrow, like, I'm sure this episode's going to come out after your performance.
Yes.
But can you just touch on what this performance is? Because I also want to watch it with the blank space. But
Yes.
just a little hint. What is it? How many people are there?
Sure. So it's in collaboration. It's an embassy production, specially curated for Bhutan Echoes, for the inaugural dinner of Bhutan Echoes. And so all the speakers and the royal patron, everyone will be there. But the piece is called The Real Terma. The real treasure, and I'm very inspired by Khandro Ishizoge,
Okay.
and the consort of Guru Rinpoche.
Yes, yes.
But we're not talking about her, but it's more about the treasure she has hidden, all the oral transmissions from Guru. But it's my take on it. Like in today's time, what are these termas and treasures? And if we find really statues, and if you're going to find like things, what, of course, it's a blessing and it brings in all the positive energy. There would be even probably, written text, etc. But if you see the larger picture, and this is again connected to, I think, the GNH and the four pillars, His Majesty's Fourth King's vision, environment. So my take on this is that the real Terma, I'm giving away a big part, but it's okay. You'll still enjoy the performance, I think. But the real Terma for me is the environment, especially from a very outside perspective. So that's what it's about. And it's I'm performing. It's a monologue mask movement performance. And I have 6 performers, beautiful artists from Rapa. But it's not called Rapa anymore. It's called the Performing, it's a TPMDA something. So, yeah, they've changed the name. And we've worked together for many years. I was with Rapa for more than 2 years. So, yeah, it was really, it's always amazing to bring them back and to collaborate and work. So they are doing all the movement pieces. We have some mask as well, some drums. So, yeah, that's what it's about.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, last time we had Wangchuk and we had Sandeep and he was
Yes.
heading JIT. So we
Yes.
talked.
Again, you said ma'am.
Oh, sorry, Charmi. It's a
Ma'am, counter.
force of habit.
Yeah,
Force,
you keep the
force of
count.
habit. Force of habit.
Yes.
Anyways, so during our conversations with them, we got a little hint, and also I watched both plays.
Yes.
And both movies. So
And
I
thank
can,
you. You gave it a nice shout out, actually, The
Yes,
Window.
for sure. I enjoyed it, especially. It was right in front, so I could experience it like the way it should have been. But anyways, going back to that, I was like, I know, like, at least from their perspective, like how they have to emote more than like a film production, or like at least how they prepared, because they gave us a little insight. But I want to know from your perspective, at least as the runner of the show, like how does one, produce, let's say, a 2-hour production where mistakes should be avoided as much as possible. Everything should be timed well, lighting, storytelling, dialogue, pacing. So how does one, control all that in that time from a theatre person?
Stage is magical. And for me, the first rule is you surrender to the stage. So in the Indian tradition and some other Thaye and Balinese tradition, you always pray to the stage before you start. Yeah, you sort of like how you enter a monastery or a temple, you sort of take permission from the stage, because the stage can make you or break you. The stage holds your energy. So that is step number 1. Second is, I think if as the director, your vision has to be clear. You're the designer of the thing. So you're bringing your script, your story, your concept. Sometimes you don't have a script in theatre. You just devise it. You have a concept and then you devise as you go on. You work with the actors, you improvise, and that's also a lot of fun, actually. But when it comes to the actors, acting in theatre can get tricky. It takes a while. And then suddenly at one point you arrive and you feel, oh my God, I got it. I got it now. I don't see it very different than theatre and film. Some people say because film is you do less because the camera is close to you and you don't want to do, but that's actually not quite true. Your body has to act. You don't act only from here. Of course, your eyes play a very important role, but your entire body has to sort of vibrate with that one truth, whatever that one emotion is. And then when you are on stage and you have an audience, you will know at what level you have to play. Given the distance, given the energy, given the space, you will just know. So you follow a lot of intuition. You follow a lot of your body truth. And it will allow you, and it will tell you what you're supposed to do. And then sometimes you work without lights. If you're just going somewhere, you're performing on streets or something, you do it without lights. But then if you have lights tell a great story. Sound and music tells a story. Light is not just merely operating. You have to design it, the colors you're using, the angle it's coming from, how you mix lights. It all creates, so everything sort of comes together with it. And I've seen there are some people who are just very good and natural with stage. I think you'll be very cool on stage. You should do a theatre piece. So some next one maybe. So I think some people are very natural. Though Tandin was nervous and she always said, "Oh, I'm a film person and I'm doing this," and she took a big step coming on stage. But the minute she stood there and she started, there was something, again, she was very comfortable. And even though she always says she prefers Dzongkha over English, but it was an English play, and that too she managed. And Soup, of course, is like seasoned, I would say. Yes. He's the first person I think of every time I do something. And Wangchuk and Ninjad and Namgi, all three were doing theatre for the first time. But it just all came together. And there's something, I call it my casting intuition. So I do, because my casting is never like calling for auditions and all. Oh. Gangnam Girls, is a funny story, which is I picked up the girls at bars. Oh. All four girls, yeah. They never
come to my house for a drink after.
Cool. Yeah. It's like, you are, so that's, Yandela was at the Yeti. Okay. Jurmi was at, I think, the Roof, Pema. Okay. Kelly was at Grey. Wow. Only certain I called decently. I said, hey. Fury. So I like Avengers
gathering the Avengers of the Gangnam Girls.
But no, my casting is of that sort. Okay. I don't really, I look and I just have this feeling, okay, this person can do it. And then, of course, a training and workshop and all of that takes place. So.
Yes, but then when you plan it, is there like a system, like, okay, first I can get the actors ready, then the stage ready, then this ready? Or is it all like mixed bag?
So I believe in one thing, that I do have an idea of costume or set or light, but I allow the piece to develop, and then I allow it to also give the idea for how it should be. I design something very let's say, beautiful, like a costume, but if the actor doesn't feel comfortable or move with it, because the actor has to, it's not something different. It becomes almost like a second skin. So if they're not going to be comfortable moving in it, then what's the point? Mm-hmm. So I allow that to sort of grow, but I have a kind of idea. Mm-hmm. We start first with a very raw reading, then going into, the reading keeps getting deeper and deeper. And once they sort of know their tones and lines and feel and character, then we go on movement and blocking, and blocking and direction. And then maybe a week or two into it, we start talking about set and set costumes, makeup, and then eventually light and sound. Okay. So that's how it
But do you leave some room for improvise for the dialogue, or is it very strict?
No, it's not very strict. We do keep some room, as long I have to hold the vision. But a lot of actors, they like to, can I add this, can I do this? And I allow that, as long as it fits in the bigger vision. Okay. Yes. So.
You have anything else?
Yes. If I may ask, being a director in both theatre and movies as well, how different is your approach to directing these actors or new actors or maybe professional actors as well? So what is the difference in the approaches?
My approach is the same for both, but my comfort, because I come strongly from theatre background and my first love is theatre, I still call myself a little bit young with films because I'm still learning. But of course, when it comes to the acting and casting part, I already have my grip on it. So my approach is sort of the same, because that doesn't change. That's the basic. There's some basic fundamentals that go in both. And the very basic, I tell anyone, is good acting is no acting at all. And then be as honest as you can with it. Because if you are overdoing and you're faking, then audience knows. Audience is the most intelligent. So people really come to know when you're. So how do you find that voice? How do you find the truth? And how do you find honesty in your character? That is the most basic approach. And from there we build. And then we build on the voice and your expressions and eyes and body. And then it all sort of comes together. Nothing is a standalone. Everything has to come together. You can't do like just one thing and it won't work. But I think an actor's journey, and that's something which I feel sad is missing here. And, it's no one's fault. It's because most of them can't be full-time actors. They have to do other things.
Yes.
So an actor's journey, you have to be preparing every minute. Actor, director, both. Like you have to read a lot. You have to see a lot of artwork, paintings, see all sorts of artist work. Why do they paint the way they do? In a painting, you see so much of composition and light and texture, and that can influence your work, stage and film both. So the preparation, everywhere you go, your observation. Actors have to observe, how is he walking, how is he sitting, how is he, his, nuances. So like he did this, that's how many times does he. So when you're building a character, those small nuances come in. So some people have a habit of keeping their one shoulder high. Some people have, a little bit, some people have a different walk. So we do just walk exploration. And sometimes, like even during my training days as well, we would go out on the streets and observe random people and come back and recreate that character and a story around it. Everything comes from life. So I think actors, directors, anybody who's in the art field are students of life. Your greatest inspiration is life and your observation. And that has to continue every minute. You don't become it by one play or one movie. You may have a very good film and then you'll give a very good flop after that, because it's everything is new. That is the beauty of it. You go there and then it's up and down. It's never like a curve up. So
yes. I think Scorsese says that this quote, like the most creative is what's most personal over there. So
yes.
what's most personal you get.
Yes.
Personal, then it's the most creative you can be.
Absolutely.
It's only personal to you, which you're sharing someone which is new, right?
Absolutely. Because, in all my 3 films, I see, of course, there's a lot of me and a lot of nuances of life experiences that the characters live through it. But I would still say that I've not yet made that burning story. That really, that this is my baby. And probably, I think, I'm not sure about other people, but I think that might be like a 1 story in your life or 2 stories in your life, maybe even 1, if at all, if it ever comes out. If you dare to write or talk, because you're sharing a huge part of who you are in that. So
yes, I do agree. I do agree with what you just said. I think actors and creative people, directors, I think they should be empathetic, and also they should be, I think,
that's the word,
observing of everything, because I don't want to tell the people that I'm a creative person, but when I drive by myself, I like to look at the streets. People, I see a family walking home, then I imagine how their lives must be like. I imagine kids playing.
And if you're doing that, that means you're naturally in tune with that. And that's what will make you a natural storyteller.
So yes, then I draw inspiration from these moments,
yes,
and I think that I can relate with what you just said.
That's
what
so
I wanted
cool.
to add.
You said empathy. I was talking about this with an actor just a few days ago. Empathy is the most important thing. And to be non-judgmental as actors is very important. Because you're playing so many characters. So if you have very judgmental way of looking at life and people and thoughts and you may have principles, but you have to accept people the way they are and what they do, because it's not your place to judge. And when you do that, tomorrow you're playing that character. If you are judgmental and you have such high standard values and principles that are so conflicting, then you're not going to be able to play that character. You can have your principles and values for yourself, but when it comes to exploration of art, you have to be open to things, because only in conflict you create the story. Only in conflict and the change in the graph of that actor will you, see a story. So I think empathy becomes extremely important in this.
Yeah, I think also that as an audience, if we look at a character and if you feel emotion, whether you cry, you laugh, it's because we can empathize what the character is going through.
Exactly.
So I think I can get somewhat parallels of what you both said.
You have to be empathetic.
Yeah, why would you cry watching a sad movie then? Because you feel their pain, right? Not, I'm crying because it's sad, supposed to cry. You feel their pain somewhat, no, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you don't try, right?
Yeah, you don't try.
You don't
You just
care.
watch,
You try.
observe,
It just happens. Suddenly, something hits you, and something moves you, and that's why. Then that time, you're not looking at how good the color of the film is and the cinematography and all. You have connected to something, and if it holds you and it lingers on after you go home, it's a good film for you.
Yes.
And then all the technicalities just go out of the window there. Because something you have really connected to. So
Yeah. Like I think I look at film like I always use food as an analogy. Like the main dish, the star of the dish is let's say a steak, a steak, then that should be the story. Then the seasoning, how it's cooked and all, that's lighting, that's the actor, that's, everything. But then the essence of the steak should be good, no? Otherwise, no matter how much salt or spice you look, it's not going to taste good.
And I mean, especially I think when we start off, we are like a little caught up with those things. And
about the seasoning, the seasoning, the pan.
Yeah, and the thing, and it's like people are very fascinated with the camera, the gimbal, and then the movement. And actually, it's really not about any of it, You can do something cinematic and fun with it, but the God is the script.
Yes.
The blueprint. That is everything. Your story sucks, everything sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, ma'am, another question I wanted to ask was, I'll give you...
2.
Sorry, damn it. Okay, Charmi. Okay.
It's okay.
Default, respectful. Is that bad? Whatever. Fuck you, everyone. Okay. Okay. I'll give you a little tidbit. I'm not sure if you remember this. I'll give you a little nugget. Okay. Now, when we were doing Thimphu, I remember one scene which we did. So it was a long day. I was AD, so I had to prepare the next scene. I said, we need to do it as late. They said, no, we had to do it. We're short on schedule. So on like 11 or midnight in the night in winter, we went in the street. I'm not sure you remember. It was in the street. And we
Thimphu?
Yeah, obviously. Okay. We were going to shoot in Taka about a movie about Thimphu. Come on. Okay, anyways.
It's called Thimphu.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's called Thimphu.
My bad.
Anyways, on a simple road, we were there. It was late night. I was tired. I was frustrated. I was irritated. And then we were supposed to do a scene. And I know when we do a scene, it's going to take at least 1, 2, 3 hours, okay?
Yeah.
We covered up, but still, like, whatever now. We have to do it now. That's the work we have to do. So the scene was, one of the girls has to go in the street. She's sad, she's miserable, and she has to cry, okay? I'm like, fuck, she's going to cry. How long is it going to take for her to cry at this time? And she needs to get in the zone now. And then we went there. And then all of a sudden, Charmi went over there, okay? She went there. Chapale. Then 3, 2, 1, action. She cried her ass off.
Make me sound so bad right now.
She cried again. She cried. We did probably 3 takes. We're done within an hour. I was like so happy the scene's done now. We can go home. And when Charmi said, my God, what did you say to her?
I have no idea what I just said.
I know. I remember. So I don't want to reveal her secret, but then it's a fun tidbit. She went there. I said, simple. She was so cool. It was simple. Just tell me what she said. I just said, you have a husband, right? Imagine if he died. Just imagine that. That was enough there. And she cried. So my question being from that, like as an acting coach, like how do you know what the right thing to say to your performer in order to get what you want? How do you get that? Because at that point, like I would have never imagined to say anything like that.
Yeah. Again, I have to admit, I have to say this. I do follow a lot of intuition. I work with a lot of instinct and intuition in everything I do. And it has always worked for me. I do my planning, everything, but that has really worked. I'm not always a fan of the bringing your own life situation to this, but sometimes I think that we have to look at the situation and whatever the actor needs. Because this is not about you. This is about the script, about the film, about the actor, about the character and the emotion. So maybe at that point I must have felt that this is what, I mean, it's bad again, but it might be a trigger point.
Oh, okay.
And I must have known something, and maybe that was the trigger point, and it worked.
Yeah.
But and I know many actors do that. They bring in a piece of them. But what happens, sometimes in film it's okay, it may work. With theatre, it gets tricky. Because theatre is all about present moment. Film is all about past, present, future. The timeline changes, right? In a film.
Films,
Because there's a pre-production, then you're shooting, it's over, you go post, you do your editing, blah, blah, blah. Theatre, it's all happening there, in the present moment. It's like Buddhism. It's like mindfulness.
Wow.
It's like sitting and meditating. And if your attention is moved even for a second, and if you're lost in your own emotions and things, you may completely lose the character, lines, the entire plot is gone off. So that time, your method, your acting, your technique, your complete understanding of acting and being on stage becomes absolutely important. And I think everyone should try out stage for this reason. Just to understand about being in the moment, being mindful, balanced. It's really therapy in a way. So the technique and all of this really depends on who you're working with. And I think I'm flexible that way. Okay. I do work with people. I will work according to your faculties, your height, your body, your expressions. The way I show it to you, that's why I never show. Because the way it will look on me it may not look on you. I have to work with your set of tools. So I think that's what an acting coach probably should do.
Okay, but that's it shows that you are very intuitive and also observant about it's not one size fits all situation.
No, never.
So it's kind of interesting to know that, because usually when I do my productions, I feel why can't they get it simple here? But now you explain it to me I have to fit with what they're thinking, what they can get capacity.
Because they come with their set of experiences.
Yes.
So whoever he's going to work with,
I'll still be hard on you, don't worry. Okay, Inola, you want to ask anything?
Okay. Charmi, if I may ask,
yes.
I wanted to know, can you tell if a person can act or a person can really act? Do you have an intuition?
I do.
From this experience?
I do. And I think that, again, there's also a style of, I'm now specifically talking about films, because there are some filmmakers who will tell, do more, over the top, kind of. I'm not going to use words like independent filmmakers and art filmmakers and commercial, all that. It does not exist actually today. Okay. You may say, yes, this is an art film, but the filmmaker is just telling a story. And that is the style of making a film. So I think that the filmmaker will always have this style. Some would want don't do anything. Just breathe. Just look. Just look in the camera and turn away. Some will say, look and turn and do all this little extra, right? So the degree of that energy and exaggeration will depend a lot on the style of the filmmaker. But I feel that everyone has a potential to act as long as they have empathy and intelligence and confidence.
Ooh.
Yes, it's a very intelligent act, dancing, acting, all of this, because it requires so much of management. So as an actor, if you're not able to understand the emotion and then feel it in your heart, intellectualize it to a certain extent in your brain, understand the character, the background. If you cannot relate to the background of the character, empathy comes in there, so many things. So if a person usually has those basics, a decent language, whichever language it is, a decent command over it, certain degree of confidence, they can act. But there are some people you look and it may also be like, I have a character in mind and I look at you and I'll be like, oh, I think you fit in this character really well. And you may do wonders in that, but you may do another film and it may not work.
Because
that
you
can happen.
Only play one character.
Yes. Yes. So sometimes you say, oh my God, this actor was so good in this film. What happened in that other film? Is because, again, one is the director, one is the story script casting, and then it is how you have guided. The actor can never see himself, herself on the screen, what's going on during the shoot. Sometimes they come and glance at the monitor, but that's it. So it's purely the duty of the director, right? So how you guide and how you direct, I think a lot of things happen there. And that will make or break an actor. So I can look at him, look at you and say, this character will suit you. This character will look on you and it will work at that point. And I'll also know that I think this is just for this character. And then I'll look at someone and say, oh, he's a seasoned guy. He's versatile. He can do many things.
Okay.
So there are, that's why you have casting agencies.
Yeah. But in Bhutan, you do everything.
At the bars. It's at the bars.
It's at the bars.
Yes.
Okay. You wanna be in a movie? Go buy Charmi a drink. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Unfortunately, I don't drink anymore. But yes.
Okay, actually, that's a good way to segue.
Yes.
To
yes.
the big thing which happened.
Yes.
So it might be a little sensitive, but Charmi, please share if you can as much as you feel comfortable with.
No, I've been very open about it. It's just that when it happened and when I went to Bombay for it, my close friends and some key people really knew about it. I didn't really overshare at that point. So on Feb 5th, 2025. It actually started in December 2024, where I got to know that I'll be undergoing a big surgery, and in Feb on Feb 5th, I underwent a kidney transplant.
Okay.
So when I was doing The Window, when I was rehearsing The Window in September, October, I had started feeling a little bit weak. And sometimes it was very tough for me to climb stairs up and down and to even wake up. I was feeling fatigued. And of course, I had a kidney issue. I knew it's been like 2 years, but I didn't know that it's going to shoot up to a level where I will have to undergo a transplant. And then entire November, I was like traveling. I went with my childhood friends to Maldives. I took my film to Goa. I went for a friend's wedding in Jaipur. And the entire time, it was getting worse and worse and worse. And I was like, things are very good. The Window was also a great success. I said, okay, a lot of good things are happening. What's coming my way?
Things are happening too good.
Too good.
Too good.
Yeah, such a bad, pessimistic way of thinking.
It's such a woman way of thinking.
I know. It's like, oh, why such good things? No. But then I landed then in Bombay, first week of December, 10th, 11th, and I met a nephrologist, and he said, you can't travel, you can't go anywhere. It's life-threatening. Okay. It's a miracle you're fine right now. And he said that I think I'll have to put you on dialysis. And I had heard about dialysis, and I looked at him, I said, no way. I said, I'm a performing arts person. I'm someone who moves all the time. I said, if you put me on dialysis, is as good as not having a life. You rather let me just be, and whatever happens, happens. So I said, give me something else. I said, put me on whatever medications. He said, it's not going to hold you for long. So I said, then what is it? And he said, transplant. And I said, okay, I'll go for transplant. Okay. He said, we'll do a preemptive transplant, so we don't wait. It was almost a failure, both kidneys, but he said, we just do it. We don't wait. So then the big question is,
who's
donor.
Who's going to do it?
And
Find out on the next episode. Cut, just kidding. We're not like that. Okay, we're not a Hindi drama series. Yeah. We're not Korean drama. Okay.
Yeah, but so he said it's a long wait. People wait for 10, 15 years for a kidney. I know of cases here, people wait for 5 years and so on. Yes, so, and then there is no, match and everything. And he said, first you need to ask your family who will. This is where mother plays such an important role. Before I think even he said it, she had decided, she had made up her mind that she said, I'm going to give her my kidney. So it was like giving me birth again.
Oh my God.
Second life, And for me, me going through this was very easy. For me, it was very tough to trouble my mother and have her go through a surgery at this age. She's 71, for her to go through all of this. But she's an amazingly well-kept, fit, strong person. All her life she's done yoga, never eaten out, no drinks, no cold drinks, no outside food.
Preparing for this moment.
Yeah, I think so. I know. I was like, oh my God, like you kept yourself so well for this, for me. But yeah, she was very kind. But then again came a big bomb because I'm one of those rare cases where my blood group doesn't match with either of my parents. and nobody in the family.
Okay.
So this is like it's a really rare thing.
Okay.
And it's not uncommon. It is uncommon, but it's not impossible.
Okay.
So I'm O positive and they are A and B and so on, or the entire family.
Okay.
I'm the only O positive in the family. So then that was a bit of concern. But, medical science, we look for God and spirituality outside. It's something to look at, something to think about, the way doctors, hospitals, I think somewhere even AI might be a voice of God for all you know. The way they function, the way they work, it's really brilliant, and it's advanced so much. So they said, no, not a problem, we can fix it.
Oh, now you can work around it.
You can work around it. You can have a different blood group, but you need a tissue match. And because of course she's my mother, that tissue match was easy and comfortable. So December 12th is the day I met my nephrologist, and this is what was told to me. And after that, of course, I had a few dark, difficult days. And I said, I was traveling for almost a month and more. And I said, I have to go back home. I said, I have to go to Bhutan. I have to go to my boys. I have to go to my friends. I have to say bye. I have to pack a few things. I can't just not go and be away for, I don't know, or will I ever be able to go back? What if something happens, in the process or in the surgery? What if I'm not going to make it? So I said, no, you have to let me go. You have to let me go and see everyone for a week. Okay. So I came on the 16th December.
Okay.
And then I attended National Day on 17th. And I stayed here for 1 week that time and told my friends. And that was for me the saddest moment. And then when I was, sorry.
That's okay. Sorry.
No.
You take your time, ma'am. Take
No. I think of that airport.
Yeah.
And then the takeoff.
Okay.
And at that point you think like, oh shit, am I going to make it back? That was, I think, the only tough moment. And now I know why you have the...
Usually it's for snot, but today it's for better reasons.
No, the snot may come. But yeah, and then, but that 1 week was very crucial for me because I met some very special people in that week. A very special friend, I'll not name everyone,
okay.
Who said that, who later also messaged and said that we've got to do this and we've got to do it well. I got messages from some people and calls from some important, very special people who gave me a lot of confidence saying that, don't worry, you're going to be fine and you're going to come back. I also have a spiritual guru and I met him and he did the Sangemenla puja for me. And, I was an atheist, non-believer, converted after coming to Bhutan, went extreme rituals and monasteries and have come back to nothingness, but everything. So I've had my journey in that too. But he said it was not so much about, the puja and everything, but he said, you go in it and you don't have any doubts. When you do something without doubt, it always happens very well. And he said, every time you look at your doctor or anyone, you see Sangemenla. And I followed it.
Okay.
I followed it. And people may think it's absurd or whatever. And of course, while I was, before our surgery and during the surgery, a lot of pujas were happening here in the monasteries. Many well-wishers have, helped in that way. I couldn't pray the entire time, right? From December, Jan, Feb, March, April, May. I couldn't pray at all. So I didn't see, I said, what am I going to save me or help me? So there was nothing. But I think I really understood the power of prayers, power of people, love, all that concept of independence and solitude. I'm sorry, it's bullshit. You're living here on this earth. You live with people. You live with each other. They're going to come to your rescue. You go to other people's rescue. It's all about that give and take of life, that you help each other. You help human beings. No arrogance, no aggression. Just be there. That's it. Because no matter how much I would think I'm independent, I was bedridden. And everyone had to do everything for me. Family, friends, here, there, everywhere, praying, wishes, physical work. Nurses, people you don't know, they're strangers. They do everything for you. And money can't be their only drive to do what they do. So if you see the experience in this, it's almost unbelievable. So the minute all of this happened in Bhutan, except for that, my emotional takeoff. That happens to me every time I land and I take off from Bhutan. Even today, I have to cry. I don't know what it is. And I said, now I'm not going to cry. I'm just going for 2 weeks, but I will cry. It's just something, it's not in your hand.
Yes.
And then after that moment, I was very relaxed. I was very chill throughout. I said, whatever will happen, will happen. I was ready for anything. Because there is a huge chance that during the operation, your body can reject the kidney. Your body can reject the kidney after 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, anytime. Okay. So your aftercare is also very strong. Your mind, body, everything has to be very, very positive and strong. And so, yeah, and then again, me being me in Jan, again, I went to my doctor. There was a conference in Odisha. It was, the embassy had nominated me to go, and it was for expat community, Indian expat community. Okay. And it was like a big conference that takes place, and the government of India organizes it. And I was a panelist there. And I go to him in that state, and I said, I need to go. He's like, you're crazy. You cannot go anywhere. I cannot let you go. My blood count, my hemoglobin was like 6.5, 7, 8. Very, very low. Okay. It should be like 13, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Before coming to Bhutan, they prepped me up. 2 days of blood in my body, injections, everything. They prepped me up and they sent me here. Okay. So it was like crazy. I don't know, but I told him, I said, if you send me to Bhutan, I'll come back and I'll be very fine after that. I told him. I said, if you don't let me go, I'm going to be miserable. Then again for this, I said, no, you have to let me go because it is work. And if I work, I'm happy. And of course, he was quite fed up. He was like, this one is really... He's like, he's like, I don't know what to tell you. I said, no, everyone is there to help me and, I'll be fine. So again, with all that struggle, I can't walk and all of that, I went, I did my bit. I also had another very beautiful spiritual experience there. There's a place called Puri. Okay. And again, a Bhutanese friend said that, you're going there, you must go to Puri. So I went there, I had a very beautiful experience that time. Again, came back, I was okay. And then came the day of surgery. And that night, prior night, I just said, okay, now, because there's anesthesia, your blood pressure is very high. Even if it's not about the kidney, but things can go wrong just because of anesthesia. So, and by then I had already, I could feel deafness, fogginess. Like I'm sitting with friends, they would come to see me. People are conversing, I couldn't understand what's going on. I'd reached a point, I thought, how will I ever write again? How will I think again? How will I dance, act, direct? How will I live my life? Okay. Because I had become like, I didn't know who I am. And I couldn't relate to anybody. This is now, I'm talking about 5-6 months ago. Okay. So I said, how will all of this work? So I had almost at one point, I said, now there's nothing, just see what happens. So OT day came and of course I was concerned about my mom. I was okay. And my mom recovered in 2 days. She was out of the hospital in like 4 days. Second day, she was roaming around everywhere in the hospital. Wow. The nurses would come and say to me, oh my gosh, she's a superwoman. She's amazing. I need
to get her like schedule of health.
Really. There is so much. I follow now. I really,
Yoga, everyone yoga. Okay,
I'm telling you, yoga, the care she takes for herself, even today, it's like amazing. You look at her, she's had 2 trips after that. She's traveled after that. So it's really something to learn there. And so she was fine and I was happy about it. And they said they'll keep me in ICU for 7 days, but they let me go after 3-4 days. I was in isolation ward. In ICU, I went through bliss. I was like, I'm in some heaven. Well, they did say that the minute they fit the third kidney in my body, it was working. Okay. And that is the big sign for them. So, my mom was like, she's like, oh, it's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. My kidney is going to work in your body really well. It's my kidney. So I was like, I had that confidence. But even then, so that was a good thing. Then the ICU was bliss. You go through like some very dreamlike state, which is nice. Then you move to the isolation ward, you're alone. So for 3 months, no one would come near me.
Why?
Because it's, I can't get infection. The infection can cause a failure again. It's very, very sensitive. The aftercare is very important. But I was taken home in few days. But at home, the entire room was for me. So people would just come, leave food and go. I couldn't go out, with someone very close.
Okay.
Even now, in crowded places, I wear mask and I go. But that isolation time, I was just with myself. I would sometimes talk to friends here and there, but I wouldn't use the phone much and everything. And that really became a key point in life. And that's the time you realize that how, we're special for ourselves and people around us, but actually we're nothing. We're just nothing. And you're stripped of everything. And then you start questioning everything, right from life, your purpose, your meaning, why do you do what you do. So I had the whole, that I don't know what you call it.
Spiritual awakening.
Yes, sort of experience that whole time. When you're upset with people, you're angry and you care, people like you, don't like you, validation, everything is out of the window. One day you die and it's all over. So make it count while you're around, and make it count because you should do it. You should do what you can, what's in your capacity to do, and not for anything else. So this whole greatness and I'm something and all, it's really is nothing. I also had a funny experience. Sorry, I'm talking so much.
No, it's like that's the point we brought you on the show.
But it was an interesting point where I felt, how in movies you have this feeling like some people are actually dead and they think they're still alive. And then, they try to talk. It's like Pig at the Crossing, or what the character goes through.
Out of body experience, is that what it is?
No, it's like people actually die, but they're not able to believe that they are dead. Yeah. They've not seen their body.
Okay.
For 9 days.
It's like a bardo.
Yeah, bardo. You don't have shadow, you don't see reflection.
Yeah, no, you just try to talk and you're walking around, but you've not realized that you're dead.
Oh, yeah.
I had that feeling.
You had that feeling?
I had that feeling. I mean, I started questioning, am I alive or dead? Is this real or is this not? Is it happening? Because I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not accepting. Maybe actually I'm dead and I'm not accepting.
Yeah.
And I tried to. So I was in a dream-like state. In fact, even when I came to Bhutan so it was getting a little hard for me to move and to come back to functionality. Even now, am I alive here? Are we all alive?
I'm not sure if I'm alive also.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We could all be in the same dream.
Actually, it's all
simulation.
Yeah, I think maybe it is a simulation. Maybe it's all just a dream. So that sort of feeling. So there were like all sorts of experiences that took place. And my constant think was whether I'll get back to normal life or not. But amidst all this, you realize that your mind is a miracle. Positivity is everything. And I am someone who's had a lot of downfalls in life and have, always come up. Yes, I've picked myself up, rising from the ashes, whatever.
Phoenix.
Yeah, the phoenix, kind of thing. Because life allows you that chance.
Yes.
Life will always give you that chance, and it's up to you.
Yes.
And it's purely and totally based on you.
Yeah.
Nobody else can do it for you. So when you're battling big problems, small problems, end of the day, try and focus on yourself. And because you also have a very young audience, I'll say that this issue started in my end 30s, right? The ending of my 30s. And I turned 14 in November. And this was like the big year, right, where things happen. But somewhere when, your kidney is like your second heart.
Okay.
And second brain. Your brain, heart, and kidneys are the three major biggest organs. And when your kidneys have to work so hard for your body. So if your kidneys have taken your stress, means you have you've stressed yourself to that level. So be it emotional, everything that you have gathered. And that doesn't happen now. It starts from your 20s into the 30s. So it's not age related. So handling your stress, more than all the great things you talk about in life and you do, more than all your education, more than all you learn, your skills, your self-management, managing your health, managing your mind, managing your stress, and not being a crybaby and getting up and handling your emotions is extremely important because the repercussion of it is going to come later. In my case, it could be many things. It could be maybe I have, we couldn't do biopsy. We don't know what the reason is. It could be a blood pressure. It's a genetic thing in the family, or it could be, hydration, dehydration or something. But definitely there is stress involved, because when I work, I used to work so aggressively, no food, no water, stand in the sun all day, rehearse, do all sorts of things, and also pick up a lot of emotions. Because when you're very intense and, everything hurts you, everything you hold, it has to go somewhere in the body. and the younger you are, the more you hold, the more you feel strongly, oh, he said that, or she said that. Why would he do this to me? Why would they say this about me? What have I ever done to them? None of that matters. Let people be, let people say, do whatever they want to do. You be you, and you do you. And I think not looking for validation from anybody is the most important thing in this. Validation plays a very key role. And with the social media age, and many people say, no, I'm just cool, I'm being myself. But the fact that you're so much on reels, you're making so many reels, waiting for comments, waiting for shares and likes, what is that? Validation. Why do you want that attention? And that can cause a lot of mental health issues and other issues, and it is all connected. So I think my work from here on would be a lot of advocacy for young people, because this starts young and you see everything coming later in your life in physical form. So yes, this has been the journey. On 5th of August, I will celebrate my 6-month anniversary, and I think it was the best experience of my life. I absolutely loved every bit of it. It's given me a new way of thinking. It has changed my narrative of life, and it's only going to get better from here. Yeah. Whatever time I live, that length doesn't matter, but it's only getting better from here.
But ma'am, thank you for sharing the story. I really like your attitude towards it. Like, some people could be bitter, or some people could not take it for granted. But I like that you're using this moment in life to, now I have to, give, and I have to be better and everything like that.
Yes, because, if I don't, then what's the other alternative? And again, who cares?
Yes.
So what you go through is only you have to go through, and you make decisions for yourself. If you're living well, it's for yourself. You're not doing a favor on anyone else. You're just being less of a burden, that's it.
Actually, speaking on that, I want to share a little personal story. So
yes.
Similar, I've also had somewhat of a spiritual awakening, because I was a very staunch atheist until my 3rd year in college. Then I got locked up in a Malaysian prison for 5 days.
What are you saying?
I didn't tell you the story.
No,
okay, I'll skim through it.
Okay.
Basically, for circumstances beyond my control, not for fighting, not for drugs, okay?
Yeah.
I ended up in a Malaysian detention.
My God.
And I slept on the tile floor for 5 days, and I thought I was going to be there forever.
Yeah.
So basically, I said, okay, I'm going to pray now because I have no hope. And I said, let's see. I'll believe in manifestation. I believe in the power of the mind. So, long story short, I experienced a miracle. Some guy came. I told him if he can call my mom, made him memorize the whole number. He left. Then a few days later, I met with the police. I got a phone call. Finally, after convincing them, I called my mom. And she said, don't worry, everything's taken care of. Someone called me and told me, you're here. We're going to handle it. And I got out. And I was like, wow.
I'm telling you, power of prayers.
Yeah. But I don't know how to explain it. But
yes,
then
I know, I can.
But I was like, what the hell? I just focused on it. So it could be many things: manifestation, the prayer, everything, hope, faith, whatever you call it. But that was one.
It's the mind. It's the mind, intention of the mind.
Yeah. And that was one incident. Another one is when I lived in Japan. It was very hard, and I had a lot of isolated hours, like you mentioned. When you're alone by yourself,
yes,
that's when you know your true self.
Yes,
a lot of true self you get to know.
Yes.
You get to know yourself, which you didn't know yourself. So that's why maybe ma'am, when you're ma'am again, Charmi was on her forced retreat, and even my forced retreat. You get to experience. That's why when I meet Buddhist masters and Kempos, I ask about your retreat in Nosum Chesum. How was it? How did you experience? And they have a more different outlook because they're preparing for their whole lives. But us as lay practitioners, not even lay practitioners, lay people, is different because we're so attached with our outside life. Yeah. We don't get to even look within even once. So I get that point of view.
But I feel that retreat, in whatever ways we had it, not the monk way, but that retreat is your time of reflection, change, and preparation, and then you have to come back, and then you have to continue practicing that in everyday life. And I think that is what truly I believe would be, if there is something like spirituality or whatever, that's where it counts. It counts in your real life. It counts where I can look at someone today and not feel anything, which I would have felt something else in the past, if I can now look in a very, very balanced and that I don't feel anything way, I think that's where the true moment comes in. So I'm glad you shared this, because it's kind of similar. It could be a health hazard, it could be something else. Yeah. But the point is that at that moment, you realize that your power of intention, your mind, and then you call it present manifestation and all these things.
Comes together.
And Bhutan prepared me for this. This 11 years prepared me for this moment, and that's why my family was shocked at how calm and cool I was. And how even now I'm just like, it's not been that long, it's just now I'm still on, I'm on immunosuppressants, I'm on so many things right now, also have to take care, but it just feels like any other thing. Someone goes through financial things, someone goes through personal things, it was one of that. And then you battle it. And I really, that's why when I'm constantly meeting or seeing people younger and, who are going through so much now, so much of mental disorders and depression, and then because of that, drugs and everything, it's because we are not teaching the right things in school. We're so focused on, teaching and learning things about books and subjects and, all of these things, inquiry into other things. First, inquire into yourself. Let the child be able to handle and understand emotion. We're not be there constantly to go, First, initially, you pamper them. You give them everything. Then they grow. Then you leave them. Then you say, now you're an adult. Now you handle it. When you've given no tools of handling. So schools, the way we, and especially today, the way we function, we need to rethink everything. Everything.
I agree. A lot of things didn't prepare me for adulthood, like we had mentioned, but I had to learn it on my own. And then the sad part is, I'm not saying I'm mentally strong, but at least I was strong enough to get through the problems in my life. But 50% is some people will get through it and some people won't.
Some people won't.
Because you're not prepared for it. No.
Yes.
You just dive in, trial by fire.
And some people just pretend that they're okay. So many people that we hang out with, we think that they're okay. It's such a facade. And later you come to know, my God, really you were going through this, or this person is going through it, and you feel, so much. So, of course, even when people meet me, they're like, how come you didn't tell anything? We didn't know. We are like, you look okay. And because when I'm in it, what do I share? What do I say? And then maybe I had my own way of, battling it. And I had this, it's a problem also where I feel that I don't want to be a burden on anybody. The minute it happened, I ran away from Bhutan and I went straight to Bombay, of course, because I had to get my treatment there and everything. But I also felt that I don't want to be a burden on the society. But that's actually a wrong way of thinking. As I said earlier, we are there for each other. It can't be, nothing can be one-sided. It's a give and take, it's a flow of life.
This is actually a good point, actually, because I was actually having this conversation like a month ago with my sister about being a burden. Because I was going through some, parental issues, like arguing with my mom and dad, my sister. And I was like, you know what, I think I should just move out, because I think I'm a burden to this family. Every time this family is having some issue, I'm the reason. So I'm going to leave, and then y'all can continue. I'll come in the weekends, so maybe in the holidays, we'll see each other. Don't deal with me. And my sister was like, what's wrong with you stupid, If you move out, everyone's going to be sad.
Exactly.
You're not looking at it from your perspective. And if you move out, everyone's going to be disappointed. Mom and dad is going to think, like, what did we do to make you decide that? They're going to do all that. So don't be that reason. And I was like, fuck, I can't even, just die in peace also. It's going to affect so many people.
Yes.
And that was another thing which I thought, because last year, another personal story is, I got into a car accident. It wasn't really major, but it was in the middle of the night, and my father got really worried. My mom also got worried. And then next day I was like, whatever now. It happened, I'm okay. Let me be chill, because I'm like that. Like, it's my life. I'm just going to, as long as I'm not affecting anybody else, I really shouldn't be bothered. But my sister again, and my mom and dad were also saying, like, how can you be selfish? You're causing anxiety because of your actions. You're being reckless with your life.
Yes.
Yeah, you're thinking you won't bother any other person, but I thought, like, whatever. It's okay if I die of unnatural causes. I've just chosen this life. It's okay. But then my dad got triggered. He just left. My sister was saying that you can't just, live life, thinking that if you die, you won't affect people. That's being selfish, because if you die, like right now, I'm fortunate I have a good group of friends and family. It'll affect them. Whether I, choose to be like, it's okay, it will affect them. So, even
if you affect one person, that's still affecting, right?
So we cannot be selfish. We cannot live for ourselves as well. like there's one quote I read last time, which was very cliche, but actually it's kind of nice. And maybe if someone's going through a hard time, maybe this will resonate. It did work for me. I wasn't really going through a hard time, but it made me feel like I was being selfish, which is that, you know, like let's say your mom and also you, let's say if someone's going to shoot, you take a bullet for your mom, right?
Yes.
You die.
Yes.
No problems, no questions
Yes,
asked.
I'm in no position to say that right now.
Bad timing,
Yeah.
but you get the point.
Yes.
You'll see that, move. But instead of you die for someone you love,
Yes.
but can you live for someone you love?
Yeah, it's harder.
Oh, can you live for them?
It's
You're
harder.
going through a hard time, but can you live for them so you don't cause burden to sadness or hardship for others? So if you can die for somebody, you should also consider, can you live for them?
Live for some. And living is harder. Living is harder. And that's why I said that in that moment, I realized people have come, everyone's come to my rescue. There was so much of love. I used to always think that I'm alone and I have nobody, or maybe there's no love and this and that, no understanding. And I suddenly realized, oh my God, like, you know, everyone is there. Everyone is around. And they are there for me. And now what is my duty? It is, I have to, the reciprocation, giving back with grace, you know, with kindness. And the biggest thing, gratitude. Live your life with gratitude. Smallest, biggest, no comparison. What you have is a gift.
Yes, yes.
To be able to wake up, every morning I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm alive. I look at my dogs, I look at my partner, I say, okay, I'm alive. And I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. The whole day is gone. In the night, I say, thank you, thank you. Gratitude. Gratitude changes your body, changes your being completely.
But the unfortunate thing which I realize is it only takes the near-death moment to appreciate life, which shouldn't happen, but it happened at least for you and for me also.
Yes, I mean, I've lived life consciously. It's not that. I mean, as artists, I think we do have that little different way of approach and thinking and all of that, but you can get carried away. For me, 11 years here, I think I worked non-stop without breaks. Everybody used to say, oh my God, you do so much, you're doing so much, do you ever rest and everything? And then I never rested, and then nature had its way of showing, you know, it to me and saying, you didn't take rest here. Now you better, you know, stop and take the rest that is required. But yes, I think that even for people who live life consciously, gracefully, with gratitude, but yes, you're right, that only a big moment teaches you probably the fragility of life. It probably shows you the insignificance and really that, you know, you're the speck in the universe kind of thing. That bird eye view of everything, that will happen only. So I think it's a gift. When you go through a near-death experience, it's a great gift. If you're on a certain path, it will come to you even more strongly, I feel. And it's how you take it in that moment. And if you take it well, you will rise out of it. You will come out. So again, this is for everyone. If you're going through something, hold on it, walk through it. It's like you're driving, you're trying to reach a place, and you're on a smooth road, and suddenly there's a big rough road. Now, what are you going to do? You're not going to turn your car back. And you're not going to try and say, I'm going to make this road before I cross this. You have to take your car and you're going on that rocky road, and it's going to be bumpy up and down. Something may happen, may not happen. But if you keep going, it's going to end somewhere. And then there's going to be a great, super smooth road ahead. So to have that belief that there is that super smooth road on the other side after this rocky path, I think to have that is very important. So, yeah.
Okay, man. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay.
This is the first time I'm really talking about this.
Yeah, but I'm very happy. You gave a lot of insight. I'm not sure. Give you some insight. Did he give you some insight? I've been yapping too, along with Ma'am. You have anything to add?
No, he's been like really. I've been watching his eyes, and he's so intense. So yeah.
I've been listening because I have a similar story. Because back in when I was in middle school, my mother went through the same thing as well.
Wow.
So I understand the things the emotions that you go through, the toll that it takes, not just on your body, but also on your mental health as well. And now, growing older, becoming an adult, I realize what my mother went through. And I can really empathize with you. And I really want to say that I commend you for, making it through.
Yes.
Thank you.
I really
Thank
hope
you so
for you.
much. Thank you.
But
Is she fine?
Yes, she's fine.
That's so great.
But since I'm Buddhist, I believe in law of karma, and I feel like this is meant to happen.
100%.
Yeah?
And this was also strongly between my mother and I.
Yeah. And it's just like how you said about being individual and not needing anybody, trying to be independent. Just like that, my mom also told me the same things, that there's no such thing as independent person in this world.
Yes.
In order for you to exist, two people need to exist.
Yes.
In order for two people to exist, another two.
That's
And
the
in whatever
most
path
basic.
you've reached here, whether you say, I did it on my own, I'm a
No.
self-made man, it's not,
No.
it's bullshit.
It's
A lot
all
of cause
rubbish.
and conditions
Absolutely.
and people and things needed to happen for you to reach where you are.
I think that's what it is, that having that aggression and that thing, I'm going to do it, I'm going to show, this
Yeah,
is my path, this is my, causation.
Yes.
And the flow, the surrender. Live your life with surrender and with flow. Keep your eyes on your purpose. Purpose, principle, values, basics, yes, very important. That I know, okay, for me it's theatre, storytelling, telling stories that can change people, change the world, and change lives who work with me. Whatever I can do, I will do, young people, etc., all of that. And then in that, Bhutan plays a huge role for me, right? But beyond that is like you surrender and let the path open itself. I never planned to come to Bhutan. I never had this thing, I'm going to live here all these years. This will become home to me. Nothing was planned. It happened, and something has allowed it to happen. It's not just me alone doing it. If I could walk and I could live here and stay here, it's because there is something higher than what I can. What maybe meets the eye that allowed all of this to happen, and somewhere that's because of surrender and flow. So yes, your mom is right. Mom's always right.
Yeah, mom's always there. That's the podcast episode needs. Okay, well, one last thing I wanted to ask you, Charmi, before we go into a little bit lighter subject is what I've heard from what you just said is that you are a very workaholic, very particular, and you compromised your health in order to do that.
Yes.
Because you were trying to be in control, I think, what I felt like.
It was just a way of being for me. Anything I do, if I'm not doing anything, I'll not do anything. I'll just be like lying, staring.
Okay. But if you want to do it, you want to give it 110%.
Yes, it's so much of it's intensity. It's naturally me to work with intensity and that level of passion, and it has to be done to that level. It has to be done to a certain level.
But now has it changed?
So now, very interestingly, I think that you must keep the good quality. That is, working towards perfection is a good thing. But it's like, what is the Japanese term?
Ikigai.
Wabi-sabi.
Wabi-sabi, yeah. Wabi-sabi.
So there will be imperfections and you accept it. But now for me, the process has become more immersive. So I take time into really going into the story, into that concept. Why am I doing it? What is the purpose behind it? Who is going to affect? All of that is now taken more in consideration instead of like go for it and into it and do it. So I've become a little more picky about what I'm doing. I've started saying more no. So I'm still working with that same fierceness and intensity, but I'm also learning to say no. So I'm putting my energy in the right place.
Okay.
Thinking about what is, and also every morning I will ask myself, are you okay today? Is the body okay today? Can you do this? Then get up and go and do it. And if I get an answer, no, today I don't think you should
So
overdo it. I'm listening to my body.
Okay.
I'm
If you're like, no body, listen to me.
There was no body, there was no nothing. There was just like, get up, go, do.
Okay,
Like I was like a machine gun,
Okay.
So I think, in fact, now I feel that the impact of the work is getting better. Whatever little I've done now in this month and now even tomorrow's show, I feel very different. But I also feel very detached to everything. Like I feel detached to all my films. That's again just me, that I feel once it's done. Now when I watch it, I'm like, who wrote this or who directed it? Kind of thing. When did I make it? Also, I think it's because when you make this, you're a different person. I made this a year and a half ago. I feel very different at that point. And today, if I'll make something, it'll be very different because today I'm a new person.
I agree. I really agree with that. I really agree with that.
But that's why your work changes and mature as you age as well.
Constantly changing. Yeah.
Mine is constantly changing. So there are a lot of factors to it. So I think that that way, I think what I'll do now, I feel will have probably a better outcome.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think you have now, because of all these experiences, you know what is wrong and right, at least for you, and you know how to do it better, if that's the right word.
Yes, and I'm also constantly thinking now of my group and my people also. I'm also always asking about, I do care about people I work with always, but I think sometimes I could be like, no, we have to work right now. We have to do this right now. We're rehearsing, we are doing it for 2 more hours. I'll also grind my, I'll make others also, I was a taskmaster. So, but otherwise I'm very chilled out and a nice person.
So ma'am, actually this is a good way. I want to actually ask you this question. Like, I see you as a very, professional person, very disciplined and particular in terms of your art or craft. Yes. But you're also very chilled.
I'm very chilled and very casual and very relaxed personally.
It describes both me and Inola in some way.
Yeah.
In some way, something like that. So you want to know, how do you balance it?
It just comes naturally.
Let's say today we have a rehearsal shoot. 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Now, how are you operating? You want people to be there by 9
of course.
on the dot?
Of course.
If people are not there, you're going to fire them?
Of course.
Okay. And then, but if you're there, you're chill. Or like this,
so, sometimes if I'm going for a meeting, some people will say, oh, Charmi shall not come on time,
Okay.
It's a meeting thing. And I'll be like, yeah, we're meeting, chilling and all of that, it's okay. But the minute it comes to rehearsal, work, shooting, then everything changes.
Oh.
And then I have to, it's a natural, there's something just switches on inside. But of course, I mean, sometimes you do get late, others do get late because of personal issues and everything. So then that changes. But in the time that I'm working, I expect that's from everyone.
Okay.
I expect that 100% because it's not for me. You're doing it for yourself. Why would you want to be there 50%? What is the point of bringing half of you here? So when people, even in breaks, when people just go and lie down and start touching their phones and all too much, it irritates me. Then I'll tell them, no, during rehearsals, if it's a tea break, okay, you have important calls, messages, do it and keep it away. Because it breaks your whole being, that everything that you have put in to build up towards something, that 2 minutes will break it all away. So those parts, I don't think I can change that drastically, but I will check on people's health. I'll make sure they're physically okay to be able to do the work. I'll keep asking them. And then, of course, if they share somebody's in the hospital, personal problems, and all those have to be considered. That is just human. But I believe for anybody, if you're doing something, you do it wholeheartedly. You're here right now. We're 3 of us are here. Our focus is into each other. That's why we are enjoying what we are talking about. There's a certain intensity, and probably that's what is going to hook, the audience and resonate. And they may want to watch because of that reason. If we are doing something else, I'm doing something else and touching my phone, and that's not the way. I think that's very uncool. To be present is very important. So.
That's why I've this tattooed.
Ooh,
Now.
Mo.
Always. What's the time? It's always now.
It's Monday.
Always be in the now.
Now, every present.
Okay, let's have a palate cleanser now. No, a little bit light-hearted question. Come on, let's go.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes,
one serious.
Yes,
I'll go to the wash. Okay, ask it. Let me be surprised by the answer.
Yes.
No, it's just since
no problem.
When you make these characters, I think it's I think you said it's an extension of ourselves. No?
Yes.
So when you write these characters, do you feel like it's very personal, these characters, or is most of the characters like?
I think that some characters, of course, become very, very personal.
Bits of ourselves, no?
Yes, but everything has a little bit of you. But also there are some characters who are complete observations of life and who are based on people and because of conversations with them. And
there are nuances, no?
Yes,
there are bits,
yes. So I think it's a little mix of both the things. And that's why someone once told me, I think it was filmmaker Wangchuk, after my first film, he said, I can hear you very strongly in the film. It's your voice is very strong, which I thought was a very great feedback. Because yes, I think your voice should not be so strong in the film. Your character's voice should be stronger. It should be, because that means there's too much of you in the thing. And it will be there again. It will definitely be there. But I think how do you write and balance it? So that advice I took very seriously. And I continued sort of working on it. And I think somewhere I was a little successful by the third film in doing that.
Wow.
So it's still, we're talking about character extension, how much of it is you. And I was saying that how someone advised that my first film, they could hear my voice very strongly. In the film.
Oh, yeah.
And then how but of course it's also for women. And I'm a woman. So there will be a lot of, women issues and topics and dad issues, not just kidding. No, just kidding. So all of that, sort of will be there. But I think that some characters are more you, some are your observations of life, some are like people you know, and sometimes you just craft them together. For me, I do a lot of imagination work as well because of animation background. I used to write for animation. I've written Serta and Migi and Iga, and which will hopefully come out in the future. So for me, creating imaginary characters, and I've grown up with a lot of imaginary friends. For the virtue of being a loner and an introvert, you end up having more imaginary friends than friends.
I can relate.
My friends and my friends and all started only after the age of 13, 14. Till then, I was more like the loner kid. So I think that, yes, imagination runs wild. I also like to sometimes create these very, very, very interesting, strange, different characters. I would love to do not exactly a vampire werewolf, but that kind of genre film in Bhutanese context in the forest, and with this
Bhutanese Twilight.
goth, young looking goth kind of, young people, but who are into something, and create this whole complete fiction, magical fantasy world with a very big budget.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes, sure.
This is theater related also.
I think you should do theater. I think you'll make a very good theater maker.
When I first made my music video, I remember it was my first time making a story. How do I make this story and how do I capture it also? So I thought about the story. It's about a boy coming from the village to Thimphu to something. So then my most important focus was the ending. How do I want it to end? So do you really focus on the ending when you write your stories and work your way backwards, or is it the beginning?
So some people start with plots. For me, I start with characters. Characters move me. And characters show me the graph. Characters show me the plot. There is a idea of the film, of what it will be, but I let the ending surprise me at times. I watch the characters, I listen to them, I see where they're going, and then I wonder what will actually happen to them. So for the first film, Gangnam, I've left it open whether the character of Karma, whether she
goes back to the husband.
Yes, or not. It's not clearly given there, because even I'm not sure whether the women can be quite unpredictable in that matter.
Battery off. Wait, okay.
Okay.
No. The temperature was too high.
And we're back. Sorry, battery chumps. Summertime, battery gets hot. But anyways, you're talking about Charmi, whether you like to write. You told you. Sorry, my words are slurring. You said you like to write the characters rather than the ending first.
Yes.
So then, please continue.
Yes. So and then I allow the characters to take me on a journey, and I see how they're going, and then how they're mixing, and sometimes some character needs to leave. So there is a storyline, of course. That's why the characters have appeared in the first place. But I think for me, that is a process. But there are no rules in this. For some people, they're very comfortable knowing that where they want to end it. Some people are very excited about showing the end or talking about the end. But for me, I think it's a process, it's the journey. The ending just comes to you. Because if you've built it well, then you will know where it will sort of go. So...
Do you know any characters from other movies where you think it's a really well-written character?
Oh my God, there are quite a lot, but I think Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Oh,
Mind.
wow, you love that movie.
I love that movie.
Everyone should watch it. We've talked about this movie so many times.
It destroyed me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It destroyed Inola, but I was in a good place. It didn't destroy me.
Oh, I feel you. I feel
You
you.
destroyed
Yes.
you.
That film and that the book called The 40 Rules of Love. It sounds cheesy, but it's a book about Rumi.
Oh.
The
female
poet and the Sufi saint.
Okay.
And that's another book that devastated me. But I think that movie is brilliant on so many levels, and the writing and the characters, the way, and it's not easy writing. It's not an easy writing. The graph going is up, down, and yet having that sense of, I know this. So there's so many levels of deja vu in this, and it's just cannot even really explain it. But I think that was definitely a brilliant writing. There's so many movies. There's so many movies actually. There's some just amazing character and character graphs. There's a movie from south of India, old film called Sadma.
Okay.
It's Kamal Hassan. I don't know if you've heard of this.
Sorry,
A
not
very supreme actor, I would say. It's with Sri Devi.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
She was South.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
yeah,
she was
yeah,
South.
always.
Okay.
She's a South Indian and she did South films.
Okay.
That movie is, I think everyone should watch it for understanding really characterization and emotional graph. It's going to leave you like sobbing tissues. It's a brilliant, brilliant film. Sadma, very well written. Characters. I'm specifically
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
from
okay.
character point of view. And sometimes I feel it's also the way people play the characters also that becomes so iconic and gripping. And for me, Leonardo, I think a lot of his movies I love because of him, because of the way he, again, plays, I think, the character, Meryl Streep, these people. They're such fantastic
just get into
actors that the way they hold that character, I think is brilliant. Yeah, there's just so many films and so many characters that I can't. Earlier films also, like musicals, like Sound of Music and all.
Yes.
I'm a big fan, and I still watch them all the time. Mary Poppins.
Yeah, Mary Poppins I watched when I was a kid. I still know Supercalifragilistic
Expialidocious. Even now, I can watch it like 100 times. My Fair Lady, Sound of Music. I think there was the way they would just build everything. There was a lot of simplicity, but yet there was very beautiful graphs to all these stories and characters. So yeah, I can't think right now, but Chicago. Chicago.
Oh, okay.
I love that film, and that especially the character of the husband, Renée Zellweger's husband in that. He's like almost not there. Yeah.
John C. Reilly, I think. Yeah.
Very again interesting character written in I'm sure I'm missing so many, but there's some very, very supreme writing out there, and that's why when I see some of my work and I said, oh my God, so shallow, I have to do more. Next time, I think I have to take more time. Time is the key. You need to take time with your script and characters. I do take time, but I think I'm going to take more time, because then when you live with them longer, you start seeing, okay, probably they're fake. That's not real. Maybe I need to add this, because you have to add a lot of dimensions, even what you're not going to use, so that the characters look more and more real, to people. So I think I'm fairly okay with my characters in film. I can do better, but I do see some of our cinema with very, very shallow characters, very two-dimensional. They're just saying dialogues, and dialogues that are so generic, like it's not coming from any space of that character's voice or soul. So I think those kind of thing. What is the point of wasting so much time in making such films?
Nola, what about you? You asked us, what is your favorite characters in cinema or television? Or comics or whatever, in any medium of media?
I think from the top of my head, the one character that I really like is from The Lord of the Rings, maybe Aragorn and Gandalf. I think
Oh, yes.
they're really well
Gandalf,
written.
okay, why Aragorn? Because Aragorn's too goody two-shoes, man. I have to do good.
I think Aragorn is like the embodiment of how like masculinity should be. I think he's a warrior, he's a king, but also at the same time he knows the plights of the little people, the people also. So he's strong enough to be gentle, and there's a lot of internal conflicts about him. Do I really want to be king? Do I really want to do these stuff? So there's a lot of internal conflicts.
Yes, and why not? There are some people like that who are always trying to do good and always trying to be good. And then, they have their own set of failures in that, but you need that kind of...
Like Superman, man. You watched recently.
Instead of Superman, I like Homelander. Homelander character is much more interesting. So
Iron Man is interesting too.
Iron Man is very interesting, but there's a character called Homelander in a show called The Boys. So The Boys is basically a representation of if superheroes existed in real life, how would they be? Would they be?
That's so cool.
But not like, they're all do-gooders. They can be, they can
Of
be
course.
corruptive. They can be manipulative. They can be insecure.
Yes.
They can be,
They can be human.
They can be sexual deviants. They
Yes.
can use their power for for their own sexual
yeah.
selfish gratification. So there's a character called Homelander. So he's
Yeah.
basically Superman of that universe.
Yeah.
But he was born in a lab. He was born in a lab because they artificially generated some chemicals and then they conceived the
tube
baby.
baby.
Right.
Test tube baby.
Test tube baby,
So
yes.
he's grown up with no childhood. And he was raised by lab professors
Yeah.
to be the perfect human being. So he has two complexes. He thinks he's God because he's almighty,
God complex.
and he needs validation from people. So he's like, I could kill any one of you all, but I can't because I want you to love me.
Yeah.
And the third-
I know a lot of such people.
Yeah. So he's an extreme narcissist. He thinks he's better than anybody, but he wants to be loved by everyone. So it's a constant battle with that. And also the other part is that since he had no childhood, he has tremendous mommy and daddy issues.
Issues, yeah.
So that he actually, when no one's looking, he drinks mother's, what do you call it, breast milk.
breast milk,
Because
yeah.
it gives him that...
yeah, that warmth and
yeah.
that love and that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he goes to visit prostitutes and he
Yeah.
makes prostitutes cradle him.
Yeah.
Because he-
That's,
So it's a very complex character. I really
yeah.
love that character.
Amazing character.
I love it.
I think, yeah, but very human
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Even
yeah.
though created
Test
and
tube
test tube
baby.
baby, but so very human.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's what happens when you start living life. The human just happens. The human just comes in. I don't like black and white characters.
Yeah, I love grey. I love
Yeah,
grey. I love grey characters.
Especially like the Bollywood films in growing up days were like really black and white. They also give you a very wrong idea of love and romance in life. When you're growing up and you have to be this kind of a girl and look certain way to find love, and then this is the kind of guy you will go, and you'll have the violence playing in the background when you see someone,
tree and you
you'll
look
have,
like this.
you'll have butterflies in your stomach, and I mean, when you fall in love, probably all of that is
Yeah.
there, but it's just that such unrealistic ideas were thrown in, and when you grow up on such hardcore Bollywood 90s films, it's really luckily I had other influences, so I didn't really get that carried away. But I'm just trying to say that films and characters play such an important role and such an important part, especially who indulge in it. And now, of course, a lot of it has moved into influencer zone and reels and all of that. But I think movies are still a huge part, right?
I still watch, but I also I'm such a big movie buff, but
Yeah.
I still find a hard time to find attention.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
my attention is really gone down. Yeah,
Forward.
Yeah. But recently I've been trying to focus.
Yeah.
And it's really oh my god, it's I'm really having a bad habit scrolling. So I'm trying to limit that as much as possible.
So now I'm into distribution of films as well. After we could successfully put Buelwa and Gangnam
Oh,
Girls.
congratulations
Thank
on
you.
Amazon
Thank
Prime.
you.
You guys have
Thank
Amazon
you.
Prime, Living Abroad. Check out Charmi's films, they're all there. Buelwa,
Yes.
Gangnam Girls, and
So I'm just talking
Okay.
about that. So my film company's name is Beza Pictures,
Yeah.
like Beza Guru. So Beza
Oh my
Pictures.
God.
It was given. It was given a gift, so
Okay,
taken.
okay.
So no, it's I love it. So, but I realized that after it took me 2.5 years almost to get this deal through, to just find the right channel. And I realized that if we really want to create a Bhutanese cinema impact, then just having one or two directors here and there is not going to help the industry and anyone in the long term. Because you specifically say Korean cinema, Iranian cinema, Japanese cinema, and then of course you'll see a Kurosawa and you'll see names here and there, but largely you will remember that Hollywood, so you will remember the country for the kind of work that they are producing. So I think that now that I had made all of this, and then of course DOMCIIP also came in with a lot of help. It's amazing what they're doing for the creative arts industry. I realized that I need to distribute more films. So of course With Love is my directorial film, but it's not my production.
Yes.
It's a Wangchuk Studios production. So now we've taken up With Love from Bhutan and also Pig at the Crossing.
Oh, okay.
So I'm distributing these two films right now. I won't say much, but news will come out very soon about these films. And and I'm looking for a third film right now. Again, talks are going on.
Trifecta.
So anyone who is interested in taking their films out, we're happy to review the films.
Okay.
So I think this is very exciting for me
Yes,
right now.
it's exciting for us, at least also as filmmakers, because we're
Yes.
looking for distributing companies.
Yes.
It's
So
filmmakers
make
and
a good
companies.
film and I'm there. Make a good
Okay.
film. That's it. That's the only thing. Make
We
a
shall,
good
we
story.
shall, we shall.
Small, big doesn't matter. What's important is a good story, a well-written script, good crafted characters. Whatever the best we can do, we should do here. Don't rush.
Actually, but right now it's good. Another good segue. Wow, good timing today. Me, Inola, and Jamyang, we are planning to finally work on our feature film project, which we always wanted
I'm
to.
very. The minute you told
Yeah,
me, I was like, "Oh, this will be interesting
Yes.
for me to see."
So we don't want to give any ideas right now because of
Yeah.
Kharam.
Yeah, I know. Don't say much.
But
Yeah.
ma'am, what advice can you give us, at least whether it be in terms of whether it's production-wise, script-wise, or
Directing,
management, anything, what kind of solid takeaway advice can you give
I'll
us?
be there throughout the process wherever you need me because it's not something a one-time, you just give one-time advice and over. I'm very happy to help in any way. My first thing would be create something that is you. That is your genre, that's your style, that something that you do very well, that comes effortlessly to you. Don't think what will work and what will sell, because that's not something. You can keep the commercial aspect in mind, but that's not something that always works. But when you create what's in you, the chances of success are much higher. So I would say second thing, work on the story, take time. Story and character building, because once your plot, your treatment, your characters, your story is clear, screenplay will be much easier. The screenplay gets easier. Don't get stuck in showing off with technology. Have a good DOP, very important. Not a cameraman, not a cinematographer that calls themselves DOP, but an actual DOP. Because having a good DOP makes a whole lot of difference. For me, I learned a lot from, I would say Jigme Tenzin would be a film teacher for me, because he was the first person I worked with. He was my first DOP, my second DOP as well, and I learned a lot from him. And having him was a great confidence on the set. So especially as a first-time filmmaker or producers, I would say that have a very strong, in fact, a senior DOP, I would say, have on board. And then a film can make and break in two places. Which are the two places? The script and editing. Production is the easier part. With production, you're going to do what you have scheduled and planned.
Okay.
But the script is where it will make and break, and then at the editing table. So again, I think having a good editor, a storytelling editor, it's storytelling that's going to be very important. But now if you're going to plan to do everything, because that's what it looks like from your face right now, that you're thinking of doing the camera and editing and everything, which is...
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Then if you're taking in that space, that might be an interesting space. It might have its own feel, but do a little test. Do a little test, show it, make sure that, because you want it to go somewhere. Plan it. Don't make it just because it's your first project. Don't make it, we'll just make it and see. We're just doing it. We're getting fun. No. Have a goal. Let it reach an international OTT. Look at the specifications. Shoot on 6K. Try to get multiple languages, subtitles already ready. Do it well. Like, don't do it like we're just... Now you are not first-timers. You've done a lot of work. And this is a step forward. So do as much as planning and thinking and talking that you can.
Okay.
So
thank you so much.
I feel like a master class right now, or like an auntie giving advice.
We're just trying to be a sponge. Anybody, we could at least get some knowledge.
No,
we're just trying to
but
absorb it all.
I'm just talking from experience.
Yes, that's the best.
Everything that I went wrong in, I'm just trying to
That's the
save
best,
you from that.
That's the best way to always get, I always ask them,
I'm
what
not
mistakes
coming
you
from
made?
I know this. I'm
Yes.
coming from I know
What-
where
what-
I
what
messed
I
up.
didn't do.
Yeah, where I messed up. So I'm telling
that's
you.
actually the best advice,
Yeah.
Most of the time we know what to do, but we don't
Yes.
expect what could go wrong. And that's actually
Yes.
what the best knowledge we can always take
Yes.
from. So
Yes.
thank you so much for that. So now let's segue to one of our segments which we have popular, and actually very good to have someone who's actually in the industry. Can you give us your 4 favorite films or series?
Oh
It doesn't
my
have
God,
to be.
I'm so-
It doesn't
my
have to be
memory
all
is
time.
like-
It can be like the most recent thing you watched. Anything top of your head. Top 4.
I do watch a lot, and sometimes it's really hard to keep up and to even recollect. Like, oh, what was that? What was the name of the film? For me, because again, it's something that I can relate to. I really like the series, Turkish series.
Oh, Turkish series.
Turkish. I watch a lot of Turkish stuff.
Oh, okay. I heard Turkish, but the dramas are very good.
Yeah. This one is called Another Self.
Okay.
It has more than one season, I think, but I really like season 1.
Okay.
So Another Self is something that I think I enjoyed a lot. I watched. I actually do review before I watch stuff because then after 5-10 minutes I will shut down and I will not watch. This one I thought it was really well done. Is it called Finding Anna or is it? It was about the con. Something Anna. Oh my God.
I know. Inventing Anna.
Inventing Anna.
So this is a girl.
Oh my God, I thought that was crazy.
It's a good story. It's true story. Basically, a lady comes to a bank and gets a loan. She says she's a billionaire, and with that lie, she goes
I
career
heard the real life story.
Yeah.
I
It
watched
is-
the movie.
and
And
it's
her name's not even
brilliant.
Anna. That's why it's
Yes.
called Inventing
Inventing
Anna.
Anna.
She invents this character now.
Okay, I heard the story.
That is like, I think it has so many levels there in terms of study of psychology, of intelligence, of stupidity of people. you know?
Confidence also.
Yeah, like everything. And studying character and characters and relationships. I think it really hooked me.
Okay.
It
nice.
really hooked me, and because otherwise I would not watch something like that. But that really took me
Okay.
by shock and surprise.
Okay, then that's true.
Okay, then oof.
And it can be a series. Oh yeah, like Inventing Anna was a series. It can be anything. Bollywood, Bhutanese, Korean, anything.
Yeah. Oh, of course, it's one of my favorite films. It's called Theatre. It's a Japanese film.
Okay.
It's called Theatre, a love story.
Okay.
I love that film. It's simple, but the two characters, the main two characters, the guy who's a theatre artist and theatre maker, and his girlfriend, and the way the dynamics works and the performance and the writing of those characters, brilliant. So I love theatre, and I think everyone should watch
Okay, theatre in Japan.
theatre, Japanese film. I absolutely, for 100 reasons, love Dreams by Kurosawa.
Oh, Kurosawa.
Yeah,
Dreams. I never heard about Dreams.
It's many shots together, and you need time to really take it in. You may even watch it 2-3 times. It's very caricatured. It has a lot of meaning, that the reasons and the way the seasons play, the way emotions play through the stories, the way the worlds are shown, and then it's how everything is absurd and dreamlike, but yet the nuances of reality in there. So the opposites of two sides coming together. I mean, it requires an entire podcast to discuss
Wow.
dreams.
Okay, I'll check it out definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, one interesting thing about
Yeah.
Akira Kurosawa in
Yeah.
Tokyo Story, I think, is when we shoot dialogues, we usually do it over the shoulders, no?
Yeah.
To make it look like we're talking
Yeah.
to people. But he did it like a Wes Anderson style, when
Yes.
they're talking to each other.
Straight, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
like
it was,
this.
if you want to check it out, you should. Yeah.
Ooh,
Tokyo Story, I think.
Oh.
Is it
Tokyo
I
Stories.
think.
Okay.
People, and what's interesting is, and which I got to know much later, is that people like Kurosawa, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think even Tarantino, or was it someone else, look up to Satyajit Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray. Okay. I studied
You know?
him in college.
Yeah,
And I've Devi is one of my favorite Ray films, and there are other beautiful films, but I was really taken aback to know, and it's sometimes strange that in our parts of the world, I feel that we sort of don't give enough credit and weight to our own, kind and color and race. We've always, I think Asians do have this little white skin syndrome sort of thing.
Okay.
And there's some brilliant people all over the world. I just feel that the country and the color should not really make a difference. But this is a great example of that.
Yeah.
And how a lot of other people started worshipping him after learning this. But anybody who is a student of film and theatre always will appreciate and learn from Ray. There are other celebrated filmmakers in India which people really like that kind of work, and they are doing great. But for me personally, I can't relate to that work, and it's very strange because I love musicals, but I don't like. I don't really enjoy watching Sanjay Leela Bhansali films. His films are very over the top. It has beautiful costumes and music and big sets and everything. and people love him, and it's all great. It's beautiful aesthetics, everything. But for me, the work of his I love the most is that film is called Khamoshi, his first film, and it's about deaf and dumb parents and giving birth to this daughter growing up, and it's about that, and that's why it's called Khamoshi, means silence.
Okay.
And that's a brilliant film, you know. And it was very simple, and his style and genre was completely different there. So I think that it's very hard to really say which film and 4 films really, but I have given you quite a few, and I'm sure after I go back I'll be like, oh, I should have said that, and I should have said that, and all the other possible things. I love Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, yeah, another corn movie. So I
think
think you like corn. You like corn.
I like corn.
Maybe
I like
that's
the
how
way
you corn into our lives in Bhutan.
Yeah,
Corning from a drugstore teacher.
I'm the greatest con artist.
Okay, but what? Okay,
We all
What is one guilty pleasure? What is a guilty pleasure? Like whether it be Big Boss or some masala movie or some trash, you know, stupid
in
dating
that.
shit. What is something you like to watch which you
I
know is
hate
trash?
Big Boss.
But,
I hate Big Boss. I can never get myself watching that. Okay, trash. There must be some trash I like to watch. I am very conscious about what I consume.
Okay.
But I sometimes like these really ridiculous reels on Instagram.
Okay, so that's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, like really. But honestly, my reels are full of dogs and puppies.
Okay, that's a healthy reel.
Yeah, trash. Yeah, I do watch some like real nonsense, and I get pleasure in sharing with my friends and irritate them.
Some memes, some
Yeah,
Bollywood memes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
maybe
all of that. Any kind, yeah.
What about you, Nola? What's a guilty pleasure? I'll tell you mine. Okay, mine stands.
SHOUTOut.
Thank you.
Which one?
SHOUTOut.
Yeah.
Just kidding, I don't even watch SHOUTOut.
Oh wow, that's even better. Nice.
Do you watch all your episodes? I doubt.
I have to when I edit them.
Of course.
happens.
When anything happens, you have to watch it. But okay, anyways, Nola. You have no guilty pleasures there. You don't watch anything which you know is like trash, but you like enjoying it.
I think I watched Himani on YouTube, MTV ki Catfish.
Oh,
Yeah.
Catfish,
Oh,
yeah.
I've never watched.
So Catfish is about basically, do you know the term Catfish?
I know Catfish,
So
yeah.
basically it's about that.
Oh, interesting.
People, I want to meet
Yeah,
his girlfriend.
yeah.
I've been talking on the phone, but then she's being weird, I don't know. And then they go meet. It's like
And
a
it's some
fat
guy.
And that I enjoy.
That you enjoy, yeah. Wow, that's it?
I enjoy
But that's interesting.
That's
I
interesting.
don't find
That's
that
the
very
trash,
trash.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really messed up, see, the people you
It's
meet.
messed up, but it's real. I mean, this really happens.
Yeah,
Catfish
yeah,
is
yeah.
like
Yeah,
catfish is
wow,
like a huge
it's-
thing
yeah, it's a huge
all
thing.
over the world,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so many people are,
Getting catfish
Yeah.
too. Even my few friends have got catfish actually. Did you get catfish?
Some of my students as well have heard stories.
Oh, getting catfish
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oof.
And they even got like, I don't know how he managed, but there was like, I think a webcam situation, and a girl showed up, but actually there was no girl, it must be a picture or whatever, and then they caught him in the camera, and then there was blackmailing and all of that going on.
My God.
But it was some guy from here only who was
Wow, to that level also.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to be careful, yeah.
Okay, I'll give you guys some few shows
Yeah,
to
what
watch.
is your...
What, Trash TV?
Yeah.
Before Trash TV, I'll give you some good movies to watch recently. Superman, very nice. Not kidding. Good movie.
Punk rock.
And recently I watched, because I'm going to be moderating for Bhutan because Madam Kiran Rao, so I watched Lapatali.
Oh, I love Lapatali.
Damn, that's a movie. That's a movie. Watch it.
I
Netflix
love
as well.
Lapatali.
Such
How
a good
did I
movie.
forget Lapatali?
Such a
Of
good
course.
movie, and I'm so...
And there's going to be 2 screenings. There's going to be Lapata Ladies and there's going to be Kantara. Watch Kantara as well. Bhutanese will especially love Kantara.
Okay, who directed that?
Kantara is a South film.
South film, okay.
Yeah.
Kantara, okay, I'll
Yeah.
write that down later. So those 2 movies I like recently. And other than that, Trash TV, I like watching Love is Blind. It's so stupid, but I love it. It's so stupid. It's basically, they find like 30 singles, like 15 men, 15 women, and they divide them in 2 sides, and they have a wall. And they have to come to the rooms and then talk to each other, and they will not see each other to see if love is truly blind. So the only time they can meet each other...
I can see you host this show as well or be a part of it.
Listen. Only time they can actually see each other is if they propose. So after like 1 week of talking to each other, I love you. Can you marry me? And finally, when they allowed to meet because they propose, they have this shock when sometimes they're not attracted to each other. No. And it's the best shit on TV. I love it. It's so stupid. I love it. Love is Blind. Please continue. I watch all the seasons. And another
But
one
Love is Blind.
another one is called Love on the Spectrum. That's not really trash.
Oh, you
but
are
it's
really
weird.
in the love zone.
No, it's weird because
He's a lover boy.
no, look.
You love a
down.
boy.
So no, love is blind is weird because these people are desperate in love and they're just willing to go for anything because they're just blinded by love. Love on the Spectrum is interesting because it's about people with autism and Down syndrome. And they get
that
fixed on
sounds
dates.
nice. Oh,
So-
that's cute.
So it's very cute.
Oh, yes, I know. I have seen this trailer.
So
yes.
cute because they meet
Yeah.
and they're basically adult children. They're like,
Yeah.
what's your favorite animal? What's your favorite color?
That's so
you know?
cute.
But they're like, the dynamics, you can tell, they're very smart in one way, but their social skills are lacking.
Yeah,
So I love it. Love it.
That-
love on
no,
the
no,
Spectrum.
that's beautiful.
Mwah.
That's very
That's a nice
beautiful.
show. That's a
Yes,
very nice
yes,
show. So I
absolutely.
would recommend Love is Blind and Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah.
That's my trash TV. Okay.
Oh,
All
there
right.
was this Australian show I watched. It was youth. It was very young. I love watching young people shows. But this was very well done. It's called Love 101, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's a series on Netflix.
Okay.
But it's Australian.
Okay. What's the concept?
It's about lives of young people in school, but the way, again, characters are developed and plots are developed. Very nice.
Okay. I'll
Very,
check
very
that out
new
too.
age, but at the same time with, lots of nuances. And, I watch a lot of world content.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watch from Spain and Turkey and some Balinese and I watch all sorts of. I
These
like to
days,
know
I'm trying
culture.
to get back into Bollywood because I've always had a bad taste of Bollywood, but I've been
there's
exposed
some
to all.
amazing stuff.
Yeah, I've been exposed to all masala films growing up. So now
No,
I'm
but
trying
that
to go
time
back.
it was that. There were
Yeah,
very
yeah.
few. Like there'll be 10 those commercial masala films and then there'll be one gem coming
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But now that ratio's changed completely.
Yeah. Now the people.
A lot
back
of
to the
small
roots.
OTT films that are coming up are brilliant. But then there's some films that are so hyped and I watch it. Like, I don't know if you watched this film called Aap Jaisa Koi. It's a new film on OTT. It's doing very well. But I had so many issues with that film because I made a mistake of really watching it with a lot of expectation and then I was closely watching the characters and the plot. Mistake.
Who's the leading actress?
Fatima Sheikh,
Okay.
who was in Dangal with Amir
Okay,
Khan's
yeah.
film, and R. Madhavan. Both very fine actors. Both brilliant actors. That's why I got so
I'll
into
look
it.
it up. I'll look it up because I love researching movies.
But many people love this film and then Metro in Dino.
Okay.
It's but I don't think it's come yet on OTT. But yeah, it will.
Okay.
Oh, but there's this crazy thing going on right now. There's a film called Sayyara.
Not heard about it.
It's a brand new film and it has Pandey, Ananya Pandey's brother, cousin, I forgot, Ahan Pandey, and a new girl. So what's crazy about this film, I cannot get myself to watch this film for sure, but what's crazy about this film is that people, the Gen Z, they're in the theaters are crying and fainting and they had to be rushed to the hospital and they were like going naked in front of the screen out
Why?
of depression because of the love shown in that film. So the speculation is some people say that these are all people plotted by the PR team, but some are saying no,
Planned.
that is just
Okay.
Some are saying planned PR, some are just saying no, it's just it's there.
Okay.
So
But then maybe that's the Indian cinema culture, right? Banging the drums.
no,
throwing the
not in the
coins.
metros,
No,
not
the
in
metro.
Bombay and all. But this stuff was happening in Bombay, Delhi, and like other metros.
Okay.
That was the strange part. That is like if they'll see Rajnikant on screen in the south, they'll throw coins and
yeah,
all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That is worship. That is not fan following also. That's worship.
Oh,
Some people are worshipped that way. South has that culture, but otherwise no. It wasn't in like a normal PVR in Bombay, in South Bombay. No way that all these things would happen. But this is a big shocker. Like literally like crying and sobbing, and people are giving water. I'm surprised you've not seen this. Just look it up. It's
But like I
hilarious.
said, I'm a little bit behind on the Bollywood scene.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get back because I'm really interested. Bollywood is right nearby, but I'm not watching enough films.
Honestly, a huge market is there.
Yes.
India
of course.
is a huge market for Bhutanese cinema, for collaborations, for art, and I think it's something. And there are brilliant artists, minds, filmmakers in India.
So that's why I'm just trying to I'm trying to get immersed in the culture.
Yes.
Even I don't really have to really like it, but I just want to this is the scene. Because the last time I watched a proper movie, like obviously I watched Lapat Ladies recently, but properly, I don't think I've watched like India Bollywood movie in the current climate until like Three Idiots. That was like 10.
That's a
plus,
good film, though.
Yeah, but it's a really good film. But then until that, I have not been like into it.
Yeah.
But recently, RRR. Damn.
Oh, okay.
My favorite. How much? Percent? Huh?
It's showing the warnings.
Okay, wait. Okay, I will cut one more time. We're back again. Sorry, battery issues today, but we're still continuing the
What's
conversation.
going on? Why is the battery dying today?
We're too hot
Yeah,
for this
it's
climate.
yeah, a lot of
Okay, so
heat in the room.
we'll wrap it up. So what we do here, we do a personality test,
Okay.
localized, and we also
Okay.
do one final parting question. But before that, the personality test. But ma'am, Charmi, your diet is very strict. So I'm not sure whether you eat Lays. Do you eat Lays?
Okay, I absolutely love blue lace.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
I love it,
That's
but I don't eat it.
Okay, but that was my question. What's your favorite Lays color? So
Blue.
you said it's blue.
Blue
But
Lays.
that's magic masala. So you're obviously from India.
Yes, I love my magic
So-
masala. I also like the green,
Light green or dark green?
Light green.
Oh, Inola's favorite.
Yes.
Okay.
Two favorites.
So my theory is like I think every woman, at least in Bhutan, love blue lace. I think that's something they hold on to, like Bhutan.
I think it's very therapeutic, and it has an healing effect on your senses, especially when you're feeling low in the evening and there's or midnight 11, 12. You suddenly want to have blue lace, but now I'm very conscious, so I avoid eating.
Have this blue lace.
lace.
But yeah,
But no
blue lace.
packet. I avoid any packet foods. Sometimes okay, but most times no.
Okay. So the last question usually we ask, which might be a little bit close to home, is let's say tomorrow you die.
Wow.
Wow, you
Okay.
already thought about that. I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, what would today be your last meal? And if you cannot think about a specific meal, imagine a
I
thali.
have a specific meal.
Okay, then go for it. What is that last death row meal?
I will have a dale pizza
Okay.
from Seasons,
Okay.
along with hummus and grilled vegetables. I will also have a glass of white wine. I will have some arrabbiata or white, probably pasta, and then I'll have from this one particular place in Bombay. I will have this chaat
Okay.
that I like, and then my mom's chole bhatura.
Oh.
My mom is an amazing chef, so a lot of things from my mom's cuisine and her biryani. And usually, I'm not big on all kind of Indian food, but yes, and of course, how can I miss my idli dosa? So yes,
Okay,
and I
wow.
eat a lot, so
That's
I can eat all of this.
Wow, that's a lot.
Well
That's a very well thought
I eat a lot.
platter.
Yeah.
No, wow.
No, I'm a foodie.
Oh, I'm also
Yeah.
a foodie. So
Yeah.
that
I
was
live. I live to eat. So
You're the first person to answer it very like.
clear. Yeah,
Usually
I have a lot
people
of clarity with food.
But today you're like, yeah, I'm gonna have this. I want to have that. I wanna have this.
Yeah, and I can add tiramisu as well to it.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay.
So last meal, right? So yeah, why not?
Well,
All out.
exactly. Go eat to your
Yeah.
heart's content.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm missing something also.
Okay, ma'am. Like I always tell the audience, this is not an interview, it's a conversation. So
Yeah.
lastly, I always like to give opportunity. Would you like to ask anything? Anything. And please don't ask me why I started this podcast, because that's the most common question.
I'm not going to ask you that. I want to ask. I want to know your thoughts and ideas on relationship and marriage and children.
Wow, that's such a deep ass question.
Yeah, and especially how like today there are a lot of whatever's happening today has always happened before.
Yeah.
I don't believe in today's times and all of that.
Yeah.
But new names are given, like situationship and this
yeah.
and benching and all of that.
Talking phase,
everything was happening always, but
Yeah.
now there are
Now
names.
we have labeled
so
them, yeah.
label them. Yeah, this generation is very good with labeling and
Yeah.
terms and compartmentalizing things.
Yes.
So I want to know that about you. And
Nola.
about Nola, I want to know that what is your truest, deepest desire in terms of what you want to create? Because you seem to be of an intense, actually, artist kind of person. So, yeah.
Okay, Nola, you want to start?
Okay. My deepest desire.
Desire is coke.
I think I've been trying to create a lot of things in my life, trying to put my ideas forward, but I'm very lazy, so it takes time for me to
No, you're
develop
not
these
lazy.
things.
You're a thinker.
It takes time for me to develop these things, and I agree with what you said that time, because I think you become very hyper-focused when you're working on the set, because you don't want to leave any stones unturned.
Yes.
You want to focus on the little details, make it as good as possible as you can, and I think that really weighs us down. So in the end, I think when it's my time to go, I think I really want to make a body of work that I'm really proud of, that I can say, yeah, I did that during my lifetime.
You will do it.
I think that's
Legacy.
all that is.
I see you do it. My intuition says, yeah.
Yeah, Inola will do it, but then he just needs to pull his
You
socks
wake
up.
him up.
80 years
No,
later.
You
but
throw the
today,
water on his face.
today was surprising. Because yesterday I messaged Nola. I said, Nola, tomorrow podcast at 1. I'm sorry it's 1, okay? I'm sorry it's 1. But Charmi is only available at 1. And he's like, oh, it's not on my schedule. And I'll see. You know, he was being elusive.
Yeah.
And today when I was coming here, he called me around like 11,
Wow.
12:50. Where are you? Aren't you coming? So
What? Okay, I'm very glad to hear that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But then, so Nola is like, I think he's not lazy when he wants to do something.
Exactly.
But when he doesn't want to do it, he can't push
Listen,
himself.
listen. I think every artist, storyteller / creative person is lazy. Everyone is
somewhat,
lazy. Some are just extremists. I can be really lazy if I want to, but it's just that I'm a doer as well. So
It's a conflict of personalities.
yeah. I live many people inside here.
No pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just
How
kidding.
about your love life, brother?
What was the question again?
Yeah, I want to know your approach, idea, or thoughts about
relationships and that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not Gen Z, are you?
I'm not Gen Z.
Yeah, you're
I'm,
what?
I'm millennial.
Ganzi.
I'm Ganzi.
You're millennial.
Yes,
That's
I'm a
me.
millennial.
Oh, I thought you would be like.
I'm a millennial.
You must be the beginning millennial.
No, I'm on the right on the cusp. Yeah, 93.
Okay.
Okay. So relationship was like this. I grew up with a healthy household. My mom and dad were very loving and they had a really green flag relationship. So I thought every relationship was like that. Then I looked around, some of my few friends had divorced parents. Then growing up, I saw a few of my friends' long-term relationships end. So I had a really detached opinion of like, oh, I thought it was supposed to be like this, but there's also this and that. You know, a little bit like, like how Buddha saw it, if I could put it, And then I had my own relationship kind of crumble after I thought it was going to be the one.
Oh.
Yeah, and I saw another, like two of my, close confidants have long-term relationships, like 10 years. And I was like, what the hell? So now I've realized that love exists. It's rare. And when you have it, you cherish it. And it cannot be, I'll compromise now because of circumstance. Or I'll want that person, I'll do everything that person, the other person will give me nothing. It has to be a partnership.
A give and take.
Yeah, give and take. And I feel like also another thing which is cliche is I want to be happy with myself. And because if you're never happy with yourself, you won't be happy with anybody.
100%.
So that's what I'm trying to learn to be. And I'm also open to the fact that it can happen, but I'm also okay if it never happens. I'm
Right.
completely content. Because I watched this podcast with this divorce lawyer, and he explains about how we romanticize the relationships, but you have to be realistic. Every marriage in America is 50-something% ends in divorce.
Yep.
We find most of the time the problem is like money, children, promiscuity, all these things which you don't really think because you're so in love, but you think about that. And ultimately, we think as normal humans are, we think we're part of the exception.
Right.
Oh, maybe it's supposed to be 57% divorce. Maybe they cheated. Maybe they cared about money, but it's not going to happen to me because we think we're the exception. But the exception does exist.
Yes.
That's why love is rare.
Yes.
But most of the time, we're part of the rule.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we accept. So that's my opinion on it. Like I hope I'm the exception, really do. But most
Yeah,
likely
you're gonna find
I'm
out.
part of the rule, and I'm also completely content by being alone because I think, to find a companion to share life with is very important and very nice. But it's okay to be happy with yourself. So that's my opinion on.
And just last question to add to that, do you think that people in relationships should be equals?
Not necessarily equals, but it's better, I would feel. But someone can be a little bit maybe like, let's say, more in a better financial position, from a better family or better, state of mind. But that person also has to be willing to help the other person come up, or also maybe willing to come down. Like sometimes maybe if I'm feeling like a shitty day, I'm having a bad mood, I only want to give 10%. I would like my partner to understand and say, okay, you're having a bad day. Today you give 10%, I'll give you 90. But tomorrow, when I'm having a shitty day, I won't expect you to also help me out.
Once you start living for a long time later, it becomes all of this. I mean, there's no thought process in anything. You just become like partners, almost like siblings, family. You almost become like blood. Yeah. So you are like stripped of everything. You just get more and more naked. Not literally, but you know what I mean. I mean that too.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah, that's part of.
Relationships.
Let's not get there, but yeah. But no, I'm just saying that it becomes, and there's less and less of thinking about things, and we should do this, and I'll do this. And there are very few people, I think, after 10, 15 years who really get into conversation of, hey, how are you? And let's talk, and let's, I in this part of the world, I find it even more rare for talking, men especially, talking about things and confrontations, and are a bit more rare.
Yeah.
I mean, not impossible, but
Not
just
impossible.
a bit.
But I think me and Inola, why we also get along and we do this podcast is we like to hear, we like to yap, we like to hear other stories, and we like to self-reflect.
Yeah.
Like, I love learning new things and
Yeah.
about, like psychology, philosophy, about work ethics.
I feel
It's very
as the generation, as is getting younger, this part actually is getting better. There's a little bit more of more of listening, more of, give and take compared to, I think, earlier. There was a little bit more of masculinity, femininity. Now I think the masculine, feminine also is kind of thin line. Women have both, men have both. People are embracing, the concept of gender better. So, yeah. That's some very interesting thing. But that's for another day.
That's for another day. All right, ma'am. Charmi.
Charmi.
Sorry, you can
With
count it with in the comments. Okay, thank you. I think we've taken too much of time. I don't want to take more because you have.
Yes,
you
I
already
have a rehearsal now.
You're late already, but ma'am
Yes.
is chill. So it's
Yes,
fine.
no, in my heart, I was like, oh my God, what? I have to now text them and say,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm on my
so
way.
I'll wrap it up because you're too polite to say that. So thank you so much. And lastly, since we could not offer you more than hot water, which you
Yes.
didn't touch, we have this opportunity where you can look into the camera and then promote anything that's happening. So whether it be come check out this movie or come check out this project coming soon or follow me here. Anything you want to say?
Okay, there are a
look
few
to the
things
camera.
then. So my students who run Black Box Theatre, they will be showing their new production. I think it's on the 9th and 10th or 8th or 9th. Between 8th to 10th of August at the YDF. So if you want a unique evening, please go and watch the play. I'll not say support them because that's not why you should watch the play. It's a good thing to do in the evening.
Yes,
And they are very sweet, talented kids, written and directed by PSY-POD. So I hope it comes, the podcast comes before that.
Okay, we'll try to make it come out before the podcast.
For Black Box Theatre. So that's one thing. And then we are trying to do, no, I think it's a little too early to kind of talk about that. But yes, we're going to have some new productions under my repertory, that is Snow Leopard Theatre Repertory. So yeah, look out for that space so we can share our work. So I would say that. And then what other stuff? Yes, With Love is not in cinemas anymore.
Okay.
But if it comes back, if you've not watched it,
check it out online.
yes,
or
somewhere it will be. So yeah.
And anything like, okay, last thing. Yeah, our young boy, Dorji, behind the camera, he's an aspiring filmmaker as well.
Yes.
And he's come back from Australia, like I told you.
Yes.
So it's not just him, but anybody who's aspiring to be at least in the arts, whether it be a storyteller or filmmaking, what small words of advice would you have? Just look into the eyes.
You cannot get overnight success in this field. It takes, it's not like other fields where you study, learn, and then you join a job and you get a job and you work and the growth starts. It is a lot of years of putting in and patience, learning and growing, and then only if you have that level of patience that you must join in, because you're going to take some time to get to a place where you feel confident that, yes, I do know something, and then for you to get support, budget, all these other things to make your big dream project, it takes a while. Art is not something you develop overnight. In fact, it's an entire lifetime of journey, so have patience, I would say.
Fall in love with the routine, not the end result. That's the best way to think about it.
Yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy every day. It's so much fun, yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, wrapping it up. Now let's thank our members. Look up again, ma'am. Thank you, members. Our podheads.
Everyone's support.
Thank you, and thank you,
Saipod.
Doti, our podhead pro. Thank you again. If you want to join, like I mentioned in the description, and if you want to follow Charmi, I'll put her socials in the description if you want.
Yes, yeah, sure.
Okay,
I mean,
if you want to follow
why
her,
not?
yeah, why not?
Yeah, I've never really promoted it, but yes.
But yeah, maybe.
Now I'm thinking I'm gonna have my dance TikTok channel, and I should.
Oh
have
yeah,
my,
man! You should.
Yeah.
You know, Charmi dances so well. She does the Nagan dance. Oh, I
Yeah.
remember. we've
Belly
seen it.
dance, belly dance.
oh,
That's
yeah.
Nagan dance.
Nagan dance. Yeah, I've seen it. The Nagan dance. Yeah, I've seen the Nagan dance. I've seen it before. You guys haven't.
Yeah,
maybe
maybe I should
TikTok.
have a TikTok channel.
Yeah,
I'm not on TikTok
But
yet.
follow
so
on
maybe I should do.
Instagram for now. Maybe she'll promote the TikTok later on.
Yes,
You
Charmi
can-
Bhutan.
If you're interested in that.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
and lastly, what is there? What is there in top of my mind? I forgot. Oh yeah, most of you who've watched are not subscribed. 46% of you. It's getting better. Last time was 50. Let's get to the 30s.
keep on
Okay.
subscribing.
So please, if you've watched till the end, if you enjoyed this conversation, if you said the way you do, or if it makes you happy or sad, whatever it is, I would please ask if you guys could subscribe. I'll try to make this channel grow bigger and better, and try to have more conversations
Yeah,
like today.
I think it is really cool. I think it's
thank you
amazing
so
what you're doing. It's so much you,
Thank you.
and it's so real and raw. And I think you should all support and subscribe. I mean, I'm not like probably the best guest for the show, but
Yes. You're
yeah.
perfect. The reason why this show started, I want people to come out and then be authentically yourselves. And thank you. I applaud
that I
you
am
for
always.
coming out and then being naked, not literally, but figuratively.
Always.
Yeah. So if you watch till the end and like this podcast because of this face, please consider subscribing because of these faces. That's okay.
I like that. I'm still trying to understand the connection, but yes.
But that's my ending line.
Yes, I
Okay,
like
so
it.
The last thing we do is we clap so we can
Okay.
end everything. So with
One
that being
clap.
said, thank you for watching. Until the next episode, goodbye. 1, 2, 3. That's all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Thank you again, ma'am.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay now. You call me whatever you want to call. Thank you. It was so much